Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to UBS Arena. Tonight, UBS Arena proudly presents the 51st annual FDNY versus NYPD charity hockey game presented by Ford. Now, let's meet tonight's teams. First, from the New York City Fire Department. 00, Nick Battaglia. Number 3, Jim Brown. Number 4, John O'Brien. Number 11, Lieutenant Julian Carney. Number 12, Stephen Romano. Number 13, Brendan Tracy. Number 22, James Shea. Number 23, Sean Leonard. Number 24, Bobby Strafer. Number 25, Michael Van Pelt. Number 27, Thomas Esposito. Number 28, Lieutenant Michael Skotko. Number 33, Vinny Lopes. Number 35, Matt Herzog. Number 57, Glenn Puppa. Number 61, Matt Zay. Number 72, Owen Frizzalone. Number 77, John Peretta. Number 88, Sean Gargan. Number 89, Stephen Leonard. Number 90, Andrew Satola. Number 93, Joey Gilhooly. Number 97, Billy Pascali. Alternate captain, number 6, Brian Elfont. Alternate captain, number 7, Derek Kern. Alternate captain, number 16, Steve Kelly. And the captain, number 21, Jim Becker. The assistant coaches are Pete Gillespie and Anthony Antonucci. Team manager, Derek Kern. And the head coach and general manager of the FDNY is Tom Marino. Now, let's meet tonight's team from the New York City Police Department. Number 3, Sean Post. Number 5, Will Cullen. Number 12, Kyle Gabay. Number 13, John Olson. Number 17, Brian Boser. Number 20, Sean Hart. Number 21, John Antonides. Number 22, Chris Stemke. Number 25, Dom Malfetto. Number 28, Aiton Bohm. Number 30, Dustin Michio Shrimp. Number 33, Chuck Hudson. Number 37, Andrew Scampoli. Number 42, Rich Willows. Number 43, Mike Gragnano. Number 48, Ryan Dermody. Number 57, Dan Tuma. Number 72, Kevin Antonik. Number 77, Santino Ragone. Alternate captain, number 8, Liddell Harrigan. Alternate captain, number 18, Dan O'Donoghue. Alternate captain, number 34, Jim Hall. Alternate captain, number 41, George Anzulis. The goaltending coach for the NYPD is Frank DiGiacomo. Assistant coaches, Dan Campbell and Jerry Kasang. Associate coach and general manager of the NYPD, Charlie Ventacinque. And the head coach for the NYPD is Chet Wakey. Ladies and gentlemen, your local Ford stores are very proud to support all first responders in our community. Tonight, your local Ford stores will be generously donating $50,000 to be split between the FDNY and the NYPD. Here to present tonight's checks is John Ballard, the president of your local Ford stores. Accepting on behalf of the FDNY hockey team are Brian Elfont and Steve Kelly. and accepting on behalf of the NYPD Hockey Club is George Anzulis and Dan O'Donoghue. Thank you to our local Ford stores for your continued support of our community and its first responders. Now please welcome the following members of the NYPD. Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch and her sons Larry and Harry. Chief of Department John Schell. Chief of Detectives Joseph Kenny. Chief of Patrol Philip Rivera. Assistant Commissioner of Employee Relations, Kenneth Morgan. Detectives Endowment Association President, Scott Monroe. Police Benevolent Association President, Patrick Hendry. And Police Benevolent Association First Vice President, Daniel Torelli. And now, please welcome to the ice the following members of the FDNY. Assistant Chief Malcolm Moore. Assistant Chief Michael Myers. Assistant Chief Thomas Carraro. Chief of Operations Kevin Woods. Chief of Department, John Esposito. First Deputy Commissioner, Mark Guerra. And Fire Commissioner, Robert Tucker. Ladies and gentlemen, on August 10th, 2024, Supervising Fire Marshal George E. Snyder suffered a cardiac episode after working. Supervising Fire Marshal Snyder served the department proudly with honor and distinction for 22 years, being cited 5 times for meritorious acts throughout his career. He was assigned as a firefighter to Engine 36 in Harlem and then transferred to Engine 47 in Morningside Heights. In 2009, he was promoted to Fire Marshal, and in 2019, he was promoted to Supervising Fire Marshal, where he was assigned to Special Operations Command to lead the Lithium-Ion Task Force. Supervising Fire Marshal Snyder is survived by his mother, Roseanne, 3 sisters, Janet, Katrina, and Geraldine, and nephews Stephen, Brian, Vincent, Dominic, Ryan, Vinny, Xander, and nieces Melissa, Zoe, and Gemma. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Katrina Snyder, Janet Cabasa, and Les DeLuca. Ladies and gentlemen, we now take a moment to honor FDNY and NYPD individuals who we recently lost due to illnesses related to September 11th. From the New York City Fire Department, firefighter Peter A. Quinn, firefighter Aril Nyquist, firefighter Stephen Russick, firefighter Michael J. Chaffee, firefighter Robert M. Kelly, firefighter Frank A. Caputo, firefighter Jose L. Hickson, EMS Captain Robert R. DeLeon Jr., Battalion Chief Kevin S. Blaine, Lieutenant Michael J. Shanley, firefighter Stephen G. Radich, EMT Christopher Swerkowski, firefighter Joseph Scaramusino, Lieutenant Charles J. Maniscalco, EMT Edward Cosenza, firefighter Joseph F. Tumulty, firefighter Michael A. Wallace, firefighter Edward D. Thompson, Firefighter James B. Johnson. Firefighter John Tyrell Jr. Captain Thomas S. LaBarbiera. Lieutenant Anthony S. Cosino. Deputy Chief Nicholas J. Visconti. Lieutenant James S. Cooney, Sr. Firefighter Thomas E. Ryan. Lieutenant Patrick J. Ward. Firefighter Christopher W. McCormick. EMS Division Chief Mark E. Steffens. Firefighter Anthony F. Mastrelli. Firefighter John F. Connolly. Firefighter Christopher Bach. Firefighter Lawrence T. Murphy. Auto Mechanic Richard O. Sarnes Jr. Firefighter Thomas H. Gavitt. Battalion Chief Dennis J. Colopy. Firefighter Thomas L. Quinn. Carpenter Frank T. Lianza. ELT Pamela Henn. Lieutenant James T. Sweeney. Firefighter Brian T. Fitzgerald. Firefighter Edwin J. Steffens. Battalion Chief Eugene T. Kelty Jr. Firefighter Daniel J. McCauley. And Firefighter Christopher J. Revere. And from the New York City Police Department, Police Officer William Anthony. Police Officer Michael E. Barnes. Police Officer Mark N. Bresick. Detective Eric M. Kaleja. Police Officer Donald E. Cossian. Lieutenant Timothy E. Coyne. Police Officer Stephen A. Darby. Detective Francisco F. DeCastro. Detective Angel F. Escarreta. Detective George A. Flores. Lieutenant Anthony J. Garvey. Police Officer Francis A. Gaynor. Sergeant James A. Gerrity. Lieutenant Maureen Gill Donahue. Lieutenant Ivan Gonzalez. Deputy Chief Thomas J. Graham. Detective Roland A. Gray. Detective Ronald E. Higgins. Detective Nicholas M. Holovinsky. Detective William J. Keating. Detective Thomas M. Lilly. Sergeant James A. Mastrovio. Lieutenant John F. McCardle. Detective James S. McCormick. Police Officer Robert J. Moradian. Detective Alberto Nieves. Detective Maureen M. O'Flaherty. Police Officer Martin M. Podolsky. Lieutenant Michael G. Predator. Police Officer Andrew L. Quinlan. Detective Marcos M. Quinones. Detective Frank D. Randall. Sergeant Thomas F. Roche. Detective John C. Ryan. Captain Danielle Sanders. Police Officer Jordan Silver. Lieutenant Zachary A. Slavin. Detective Harry Stefilius. Detective Victor Vargas. Detective John J. Walker. And Assistant Chief James L. Ward. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join us in a moment of silence as we remember our fallen heroes. Thank you. Presenting tonight's colors are members from both the New York City Fire Department and New York City Police Department. And here to sing our national anthem, please welcome NYPD Detective Lauren Leggio Chang.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, Detective Lauren Leggio Chang. We now thank our local Ford stores once again for their support of our local first responders. Joining us this evening for our ceremonial puck drop is Jackson Hebert, son of fallen NYPD Detective Raymond Hebert. Raymond was a 20-year NYPD veteran who served on the Special Victims Unit after joining the NYPD in 2001. Also joining us for our ceremonial puck drop is the family of Fire Marshal Snyder. We now ask that captains and alternate captains from both teams report for both of our ceremonial puck drops. All right, Jackson and Snyder family, it's your puck drops. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time for our heroes. It's starting lineups presented by Turkin, Heath, and McCauley. First for the FDNY, defenseman number 77, John Peretta. Defenseman number 97, Billy Pascali. Forward number 4, John O'Brien. Forward number 7, Derek Kern. Forward number 93, Joey Gilhooly. And in goal, 00, Nick Battaglia. And the starters for the NYPD. Defenseman number 25, Dom Malfetto. Defenseman number 72, Kevin Antonik. Forward number 13, John Olson. Forward number 17, Brian Bozer. Forward number 22, Chris Stemke. And in goal, number 43, Mike Gragnano.
Once again, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming to you live from the UBS Arena, 51st Annual FDNY versus NYPD Heroes hockey game here on the LI Sports Network.
Fans.
Travis Quigley, joined by Ryan Brannigan and Brady Campbell. Two teams battling for the crown of this city. We're just about ready to go for the opening face-off. FDNY going to be wearing their black uniforms. New York draped across the front. Bravest on the back, opening face-off down, and it's the Bravest who will control it. They're going left to right, first and third period on your screen. The NYPD wearing their white uniforms with the green trim, going right to left as the puck gets dumped in, stopped up by starting netminder Mike Ragnano. It's off in the near side corner now, pops up to the point. Peretta, he'll take a couple steps in, fires a wrister, that one off the pad, and covered up for our first whistle of today's game. So Brady, for the FDNY, they're 6-0-1 in the last 7. What do they got to do to make it another win, keep this streak rolling?
Yeah, as you see the replay of that first attempt, I think it's really going to be the physicality, of course, is the name of the game. Who's going to jump out and bring that opening step, that first step, the physicality? I think FDNY, it starts with that. Of course, they have dominated this series over the last few years, and they'll look to do it again, but it starts with bringing the toughness and the physicality.
Definitely going to be a physical contest, especially as this game continues to tick on. The PD were able to win the faceoff in the D zone, fire right back out with it, pinballing around the neutral zone, and Frizzalone will bat it ahead. Matt Zay takes a whack at it, throws it in deep. First on at Vinny Lopes, and he almost intercepted there. Now pinning up against the boards is Cullen. Goes around far side, right on it again. Good forecheck from Brendan Tracy. He'll head off for a line change. O'Donohue meandering up the ice, gets over the red, lot of pressure on the backside, just has to throw it in. PD D pair headed off for a change. Now the forwards will do so as well, as the Bravest and the Finest look to cycle through their lines in the early going. A long stretch pass doesn't hit tape, and an icing gets called on the Bravest. 18:33 here in the first period. So we talked a little bit about the Fire. Now we'll go to Ryan Brannigan for the NYPD. Ryan, what do the Finest have to do to reverse their fortunes over the last couple of years and pick up a win?
Thank you, Travis. And yeah, big key for NYPD. Thank you, Travis. And a big key for NYPD is to just get out ahead of the game and don't fall so far behind. They have been outscored the last 2 games 7-1 at the end of the first period. FDNY has been outscored, NYPD has been outscored 7-1 by the FDNY after the first period.
Big collision at the red line as Post stepped up. Gargan with the reverse. He went down.
So I would say it's so far a good start for the police. They'd like a little bit more ozone time. Again, they have made these games close, but that has been due in large part to how they have come along at the end of the games as opposed to how they started. So curious to see if they're able to kick that trend early.
And we talked to George Anzulis before the game, and that was something he mentioned, is having a quicker start than typical as Tuma puts it on goal, and Battaglia will cover up for the face-off.
Yeah, as you guys alluded to, we mentioned it early on in the broadcast, but last year it was all FDNY early on. They built a 6-2 lead. They almost collapsed late in the third and hung on for that 1-goal victory. But as Ryan said, it's important for the police department to get off to a good start.
Another one gets sent all the way down. Won't be an icing this time, so PD will look to break it out. Gabay backhand out to center ice. It's John O'Brien in his first game in the FDNY NYPD Heroes Hockey. It's Brian Elfont over the line. He's a veteran of the Bravest squad. Around, and our official took a bump there. FDNY will take it. Shot through from Romano, got blocked. Playing it off the backboards. Chris Stemke, the Stony Brook alumni. Across for Sean Hart. Hart over the line, a toe drag poked away, and here comes Vinny Lopes. Lopes across, pass back for Zay, he shoots, big save, rebound in the blue paint, and it's covered up by Mike Gragnano.
What great puck movement from FDNY off the rush. Brady, you got another look at that. How did this puck not go in?
What a save that was by Gragnano. We'll get another look at it. Backdoor tic-tac-toe, Matt Zay. He had 2 last year. Nearly got the scoring started for the second consecutive game here between these two teams. Tried to go 5-hole. Gragnano slams the door.
Big save, Greg Nano early. We'll look to see him. Looks like he's locked in, boys. I feel like this is going to be a great, tightly contested game early on.
We're right of Gragnano for the face-off. 16:47 left here in the first. Back to the point. Frizz alone. Shot blocked there by Dan O'Donohue. And O'Donohue's off to the races. Kicks it left side. Santino Ragone. He'll fire. Battaglia makes the save. Puppa tries to glove it down. Could not possess. Back with Ragone. Poked away from him. Now thrown back at the net. Good job by Santino. Staying with it. Comes down low. Dan O'Donohue skips his twig. Centering pass, backhand try. Battaglia, another one with the blocker. Lopes and Cullen come together. They're tied up and both go down as the puck squirts off to the neutral zone. Ragone over the line, takes a wrister, and Frizz alone is in the way.
Last year we saw the officials really put their whistles away.
Out front chance, save made. Battaglia has made a couple of big stops in the last minute here for the Bravest. Zay just looking to fire it out and ends up putting it over the glass into the crowd. And there's a woman over there on the phone texting. She didn't see it. It was coming right at her.
Look out.
That was a bit dangerous there. We have, of course, players on the ice, many people in the building, more than capable of helping anyone out there. But a good start here for the PD. A great shift in response to that chance from Zay. Nearly got one of their own.
Get a look at some of the crowd shots there in between the whistles and a big check thrown, but a stretch pass comes through and off to the races. Trying to drop one off. Now a shot. Save made. Gragnano from the point. It's kept in by Brown. Unable to hold it a second time. Another collision out at the red line. Leonard circles back, trying to clear. Out at center ice, over the blue line now. Fanning on that one, and then a big hit thrown by Dom Malfetto.
That's Lieutenant Julian Carney, who went down last year's FDNY MVP.
One-on-one chance. Scampoli fires, and Battaglia keeps the door closed. And here we go in front of the net. Gloves are down. A fight commences in the early going. Whoa. Inside the blue paint.
Travis, Ryan, not too many open seats in this building right now. They're all open. Everybody in the building on their feet here with the first set of fisticuffs.
Well, it didn't take long, did it? Just beyond, just over or under 5 minutes to go here in the first period. We get our first scrap and give that one to FDNY as tumbling down to the ice went Scampoli.
So they're going in for 2 minutes for roughing. Fighting wasn't even called there. So they get away with just 2 minutes going up on the board for Jim Brown of FDNY and Andrew Scampoli of the PD. We'll get another look at it right here as they came together quickly. Brown's gloves came off so fast.
Travis, if that's roughing, I don't want to know what fighting is.
Haven't even played 5 minutes of this hockey game, and our first set of penalties have been called. Sold out crowd here at UBS Arena. And now we'll see some 4-on-4 hockey.
Just saw the glove get dropped off into the box.
A lot more open space to work with now, guys. We'll see if either team can take advantage.
Stemke was trying to go forward off the draw. Now it's Olsen on the half boards, taken away, and wheeling out is Billy Pascali. Pascali, another Stony Brook alumni, makes a move. Poke check there by Stemke. Peretta fires. Big save, Gragnano. Cullen is flying the zone. Puck won't get to him, though. Gilhooly stays on side. Pascali just overhandles it. And Zulis looks to clear from the point. O'Brien on a fake. He'll walk back down the boards. John O'Brien for Peretta, his D partner, to the goal line. Gilhooly spinning pass off a skate. And now here comes John Olsen. Olsen over the line. He's solo right now. Fans on a wrister. Takes a bump from Peretta. Battaglia out of the net to throw it around the boards.
Olsen in his second year kind of had a breakout year, in his first year last year, really noticeable player for PD.
Here comes Gargan. Gargan backhand try, and Malfetto down to a knee is able to block the pass.
That was a great play by Malfetto. Off to the races right there was Gargan. Malfetto just gets a knee down to block it in what would have been a short goal, 2-0.
Antonides out front, and Antonic unable to get a piece of it. Comes out to the red line for Malfetto. Malfetto takes a bump from Zay. Battaglia out, and he'll leave it for Glenn Puppa. Puppa backhands one for Frizzalone. Frizzalone, a head fake to avoid O'Donohue, and now moves it for Zay. Zay through the neutral zone, over the line, tries a backhand toe drag, swiped off his stick by Sean Hart. Frizzalone across for Puppa. He's going to wind and take a wrister. O'Donohue down in the way of that. It pops across, and now coming out with speed. It's going to be 2-on-1 for the finest. In wrister, save Battaglia, rebound to the boards on the shot from Antonides.
Right as the penalties expire, we're back to 5-a-side. A phenomenal save. That's one of the other keys for the PD. Battaglia was phenomenal last year, 37 stops.
Back for Gargan. Gargan for John O'Brien. O'Brien up the boards. Nobody there, so it'll skip back to Will Cullen. Cullen resets things. A quick redirection from Sean Post, and O'Brien's going to jump it. He moves it for Gargan. Gargan had a couple of goals last week for the FDNY against the Nassau County PD at Garrett Hagen Day over in Long Beach. Chipped out, and here comes Post. Sean Post shoots it, but Battaglia puts it out of play.
Again, for the NYPD, they have the 7-6 shot advantage over FDNY. The score might be scoreless, but this is by far the best start of the last 2 years that the finest have had. You know, where they're trailing multiple goals at this point in each of those last 2 games. So this is the best PD's looked in the last 3 years. Curious to see how they play now, not already behind in the game.
Get another look at this 2-on-1 here. And again, Battaglia, nice job with the rebound control as we're back underway. And it's reversed for Owen Frizzalone. Frizzalone vacates out the left side of the ice. Red line and in now for the long left shot defenseman. Pass to Elfont, didn't make it there from Kelly, but it comes right back into the corner for Kelly. Takes a bump from Antzulis, and Antzulis will get it to Gabay. Gabay headmans the puck, and over the line it's Hudson. Hudson, the first forechecker, right on Battaglia, but a good job from the Bravest netminder playing that one ahead. PD on a reset, almost a turnover forced by assistant captain Brian Elfont, and a big hit thrown by Kelly, who knocks O'Donohue down. And now Kelly sent to the ice by Antonides. Peretta, wrister, blocked. Ragone across, Antonides looking to poke it in, Peretta jumps it, and here comes Peretta, unable to get it past Malfetto. Had numbers if he did. Santino Ragone walks in, toe drag, and a nice play from John O'Brien. Malfetto on the glove down has to wait as the PD tag up. It's touched, and offside is called. 10:52 to go here in the first period. Shots 7-6 in favor of the finest.
Sorry about that, Travis. That was another great defensive play by Malfetto. If that gets chipped behind him by Peretta, that could have been a 3-on-1, 3-on-0. Perhaps a tap-in backdoor for FDNY. So Malfetto, 2 great defensive plays.
Another look at that big collision at the blue line. Stephen Kelly stepping up and playing the body. We talked about it a lot in the pregame. This is a chippy game. This is one that is a massive rivalry. It's on par with your Yankees, Red Sox, your Cubs, Cardinals, whatever you want to liken it to. It's one of the top rivalries in all of sports as a shot is stopped up there by Gragnano. He takes the whistle.
Absolutely, Travis. And for the last 7 years, the only victorious team in this rivalry has been FDNY. NYPD are desperate to buck that trend. You know, the last non-win for FDNY, a tie in 2016. So NYPD, they're hungry for victory. Haven't tasted it in quite some time.
Been a hot start here at UBS Arena. 10:33 to go in the first. One back and thrown low by Jim Brown. Comes all the way around for Leonard. That's Sean Leonard, his twin brother Steve, not in the lineup tonight. Dealing with an injury right now. Sure, he's going to be looking forward to getting back in for next season's edition as that one goes over the glass and out of play.
Get a look up at the shots. Currently 8-6 in favor of the PD. As Ryan, you were saying, not a great start for NYPD in the last few of these games. A good start here so far, leading in shots. Of course, that doesn't tell the whole story. Neither team able to get any behind the goaltenders, but overall playing a much better game.
You see the lineup, they're able to cycle through those lineups you mentioned, Travis, here early in this game. 'Cause I have a feeling by the end of it, it's really going to come down to the team's respective top two lines.
We see Zay and Stemke squaring up for the face-off here. And Zay will pull this back. It's Brown who's going to roll middle. No shot lane, so right into the near corner. Zay trying to spin around Hart. Still protecting the puck, doing a nice job, the former Mercyhurst captain. And he eventually loses it. Here come the PD. Bozer chips it for Olsen. Olsen plays the body on Brown. Bozer trying to get to the puck first, dropping back for the FDNY is Brendan Tracy. Zay will slow it down. Evaluates the options, now comes out the right side of the net, gets the feet moving. Here comes Matt Zay. Driving wide, now snaps it at the net. Gragnano got a piece of it with the blocker. Cycled back around as the Bravest look to make a line change with their forwards. Chipped off the wall for Sean Post. He centers a pass to Bozer. Bozer stops up between the top of the circle and the blue, and he's knocked down by Billy Pascali. Puppa takes a check from Stemke, and Zulis throws it back in deep. Puppa with a chance to wheel now. He goes D to D. Frizzalone collects it off the boards. Hits a leg on the NYPD bench, and we get a stoppage in play. 8:59 to go, and we move into our television timeout here. Well, we got a second now available. The official FDNY and NYPD champion hockey sticks. Get your favorite player or customize it with your name and number. Go to @championhockey on Instagram to order one now.
And be sure to support our hero, Rob O'Corn. Join us this Thursday, on Thursday, May 15th. Still got about a month from now, 6:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. at Mulcahy's in Wantagh for a special fundraiser benefiting the FDNY's very own firefighter Rob O'Corn in his fight against pancreatic cancer.
Honoring a hero, help us carry on the legacy of FDNY firefighter Michael Kiefer, who made the ultimate sacrifice on 9/11. Donations are now being accepted to purchase a new family assistance van for the FDNY Fire Family Transport Foundation, providing vital support to firefighters and their families in times of need. Every contribution makes a difference. Donate now. FDNY FF Michael Kiefer Fund.com. Thank you for your support.
And the Ray Pfeiffer Foundation continues the legacy of FDNY firefighter Ray Pfeiffer, who fought tirelessly for 9/11 first responders. The foundation provides critically needed medical support, housing, and transportation assistance to those who have sacrificed everything. We help those who help others, the Ray Pfeiffer Foundation.
The 2025 Heroes Cup is set for Saturday, October 18th at Ice Vault, Wayne, New Jersey, bringing together NYPD, FDNY, U.S. Coast Guard, Port Authority PD, and hockey legends, all to benefit the incredible Tunnel to Towers Foundation. Come and support those who serve on and off the ice. Don't miss this one-of-a-kind event for a great cause.
And we're back underway here. It's the PD who will control that face-off. Battaglia once again will come out to stop it for Owen Frizzalone. Taking a check there was Gil Hooley. It's kept in. Malfetto's shot off the leg of Gil Hooley. He'll stay with it though. Don Malfetto now takes a check from Puppa. FDNY looking to break things out here. Derek Kern skates it over the line. A little chip and chase. Frizzalone trying to join the play, and it's chipped all the way out to the red line by Kevin Antonic.
I really like the NYPD structure defensively and into the neutral zone thus far, as we do get an offside. I didn't hear the whistle there, Travis. We do get an offsides there on Stemke. And I'm noticing that as well. The Stemke line's coming out to try to neutralize the Zay line, which is obviously a very good key to victory for NYPD, as Matt Zay has been phenomenal throughout this series, has 5 goals in his last 4 Heroes games.
And I do have to apologize. I didn't think Steve Leonard was in the lineup tonight. He is in the lineup, wearing number 89 for the FDNY.
That's how big this game is, Travis. Even if you're injured, even if you're not 100%, you're going to give it your all to get in the game tonight.
Well, if you know these Leonard boys, it's going to take a lot to keep them off the ice. Those two are absolute warriors. Peretta redlining in both Leonards, with coming to the FDNY after a nice career playing D3 hockey at the NCAA level, then playing some professional hockey between the East Coast League and the SPHL. That one deflected on goal. Didn't make it there all the way. Peretta, rolling puck, just puts it off to the far side. Satola back in. Fired by Hudson. In the way was Jim Brown. Leonard up for O'Brien, right back to him. That's Steve with the puck. He's just going to settle things down here. Takes his time up the ice, leaves it off for Brown. Brown on the backhand, looking for Jim Becker. Skipped past the captain. Sean Hart's there with 6:50 to go in the first period. Gabay off his twig and out of the zone. D to D, that is now Sean Leonard who has the puck. Nice move by Sean. He shoots, it's blocked by Antonelli. Collision up against the boards right in front of that Verizon sign. Tuma carries out. Recovering is Gargan. Sean Gargan now, ton of speed up the ice. Rolling puck, trying to settle it down. Gargan, nice cycle play. Return pass intercepted by Sean Hart. Fired around, kicks off the shin pad of James Shea. Out front, nobody on that back post.
A good kick save from Gargan there. Or pardon me, from Gagnon. Regano, pardon.
It's Leonard who takes it on a D-to-D pass. Will float it on the net of Mike Gragnano. He covers for the whistle. 5:50 remaining. And now we might have some fisticuffs. No, Zay steps in to separate. The official does as well. Ragone and Leonard going back and forth a little bit. And I said it just a few minutes ago. If you know the Leonards, it's going to take a lot to keep them off the ice. But if you also know the Leonards, you know that they're prone to having their gloves come off their hands pretty quickly.
Yeah, I was watching that one the whole way. Of course, he takes the shot in on the goaltender, and of course, Ragone gave him a little shove. Leonard gave him a bit of a slash on the back as well, and then nearly came to blows, did those two.
Back over the line, puck comes to Ragone. Still in search of our first goal. Malfetto's shot blocked by Matt Zay. Zay up the ice with it, 2-on-2 rush. He shoots it, goes wide. Papa there to keep it in. Right back down the boards. Zay stops it behind the cage. Trying to pass it to himself off the back of the net. Antonic is there to separate him from the puck.
Zay out there with his former roommate, Dan O'Donoghue's on the puck now.
O'Donoghue across for Antonic. Back across, and Papa jumps it. Here comes Papa, winds and takes a big clapper. Goes wide with it. Elfont will rim it back around the boards.
Glenn Papa, of course, we saw it firsthand at Garen Hagen Day. He can bring it no matter from what spot on the ice. That was a great read, too, in the neutral zone to take possession back for FDNY.
It's back with Papa. He'll go D to D to Frizzalone. Returns to Papa, but the saucer pass goes over his stick. Backhand for Peretta, who comes onto the ice. Now Kelly across to Elfont. Clean breakout there for the FDNY. Elfont into the opposite corner. Peretta's there, backhand low. Comes across, Romano, nice move. Still trying to dig it out of his skates though. Now pass out front, one-time try, and Kelly is denied by Mike Gragnano.
Another big save from the PD netminder. He's been fantastic. In his 15th year of service, the 41-year-old from Oakdale, New York, on Long Island, and he has been stellar thus far in the game.
Yeah, the last few minutes really hasn't been tested all that much since that Zay chance, but a good opportunity there.
Peretta's shot just misses. Broken out, 2-on-1 chance for the PD. Cullen pass across, one-time try, and it's gloved by Nick Battaglia.
It's turning into a goaltending duel. Brady, go ahead.
Bozer, that was on the opportunity. Didn't look like he got all of it, guys. Fanned on it just a bit. Nonetheless, a phenomenal save as we get another look at it here. Saucer pass. Bozer had a tough play trying to get that one out of the air. Still got enough on it to get it there, but that allowed Battaglia a little bit more time, perhaps. Still a great glove save.
Been saying this a lot today, but Bozer, another Stony Brook alumni. He also had a phenomenal career for the Seawolves, a teammate of Chris Stemke while they were at Stony Brook together.
Shout out Stony Brook. Asha, chance.
O'Donohue spins, does not get through. Brown in the way there. Up top, Anzulis, Rister through a sea of bodies. Not sure Battaglia saw it, but it went wide. Off to the goal line, O'Donohue for Ragone. He shoots. O'Donohue got a piece of it off to the corner. Anzulis in front. Hits O'Donohue. FDNY just trying to clear the zone. Pascali, turnover. O'Donohue walks. A drop pass. Antonides misses wide. Ragone lets it go to the corner.
Great shift here for PD.
O'Donohue, body on Pascali. Kern gets the stick lifted. Kern and O'Donohue battling in front of the net right now as the FDNY clear. Pascali chips it in deep.
Love it. Nothing called from the official there.
3 minutes to go. Antonelli trying to go long. It's deflected in by Bozer. Gabay's there. Centering pass. Glenn Puppa with the stick down. Takes it away. Antonelli from the point. Deflected wide. Here comes Sean Hart with it. Hart, bad angle shot blocker save for Battaglia.
All PD.
Puck not out yet. Olsen keeps it. Battaglia trying to stop it behind the cage for Frizzalone. Frizzalone looking to dish it off to Puppa, and it's picked off once more. Phenomenal shift right here from NYPD back to back as they've hemmed in the FDNY. Olsen got decked to the ice behind the play, and the puck goes over the glass. We get a whistle.
Boy, you guys said it. Back-to-back shifts really there from NYPD. It started with the O'Donohue line. He was everywhere. He had a couple of takeaways, a shot towards the net. There was one sequence, he was all alone in front, a breakdown there defensively from FDNY. NYPD certainly has come to play today, guys.
Tied up momentarily at the dot, and Gargan will swoop down to get it. Cycles it deep for Shea. Shea got pinned up on the wall by Dermody. Peretta back to the corner. Pass is blocked by Malfetto. Staying with it, though, for FDNY is Shea. For Peretta. Peretta shot. Hits a stick. O'Brien trying to pinch in. It's chipped past him and out of the zone. Jumped by Post. Post can't keep it, though. Gargan knocked to the ice by Post. And Scampoli keeps driving his feet forward. O'Donohue goes, plays the body on Jim Becker. They keep going at it.
Here comes the physicality.
Now Becker on O'Donohue. O'Donohue just trying to protect the puck. He'll take another check from James Shea. They're pinned up against the boards. Ragone hit by O'Brien. And now Becker starts the breakout. Here comes Gargan up the ice, but it's knocked away by Antonides. And Ragone's over the line with the biscuit. Drop pass. O'Donohue intercepted by Zay. And Zay's over the line, fends off the check, backdoor try, and unable to redirect it home was Brendan Tracy.
Well, the look that was for FDNY, their first really in the last 5 minutes or so. which has been controlled mostly by the police department.
A slap shot from the half boards doesn't go. Final minute of the first period here in the 51st annual FDNY versus NYPD Heroes hockey game. Dished ahead for Zay. Looking back post, Cullen blocks it. To the point, walking is Leonard. Just overhandled and lost possession. Olsen snaps it across. Jumped, though, by Brown through the middle of the ice. It's Tracy. Back for Zay. Taken by Stemke. And it's returned to him by Bozer, but Zay on the backside got a piece of the stick. Papa with 15 seconds goes long. Tracy into the zone, drops it back. It's Elfont on the backhand, shoot, save, rebound, another one stopped. Frizzalone can't hold the zone, comes all the way down. Icing is waived. Battaglia will stop it at the line. 2-1, and that will do it for the opening 20. FDNY and NYPD in a hard-fought battle, and it stays knotted 0-0.
Yeah, what a period of hockey that was. Not what I was expecting. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, the physicality I expected, and we got that. But where are the goals? No goals. You know, sound like UC Soros on that commercial. No goals. You know, they're 0-0 at the end of one. Could not have seen that coming. We got ourselves a goaltending duel, and I'm very curious what the second period and the rest of this game looks like going forward. Brady, what did you see?
Absolutely, Ryan. You said it earlier in the broadcast. Usually the first periods, not all that kind to NYPD specifically, but usually pretty high scoring. This, sure, there were no goals. Very exciting hockey, though. The physicality ramped up, as of course it did. Phenomenal goaltending. Still plenty of chances to be had. The first goal, though, now becomes all that more important as we head into the next 20 minutes of play.
And I call it again, I call it a win for NYPD, who the last 2 years, I keep mentioning, they found themselves in a hole. They have dug themselves out of that hole to make it a game each of those last 2 years. This time, they finally have an opportunity to get better as the game has gone along, which they have, and now reap the rewards of that, and potentially, for the first time in over 2 years, have a lead. Travis.
So, nothing. Shots after the first period, 12-9 in favor of the FDNY. NYPD led in that category through the first half of that period, but the Bravest were able to battle back and get a few more pucks on goal towards the end of that frame. But we go to the intermission the same way we started this game. Goose eggs on the scoreboard. We got a quick pause here for ice cut intermission. Stay with us, though. We have the hot shot shootout coming up next with the junior bravest and the junior finest getting set to come out onto the ice in just a little bit.
Now let's welcome to the ice the junior bravest and junior finest hockey teams for tonight's hot shot shootout. On the junior bravest, we have Logan Kern, Blake Kern, Sean Becker, Marianne Becker, Declan Prin, Declan Kelly, Jake Elfont, Vincent Serra, Connor Gray, Dylan Howard, CJ Sellock, Jack Gray, Anthony Ford, Julian Bellafiore, Dylan Morrissey, and Declan McNamee. And on the junior finest, we have Cole McIntosh, James Hall, and Jaden Caputo. The competition is underway.
All right, Ryan, we got the hot shot shootout going on right now. What are we seeing out here?
Oh, seeing some moves, some shimmy shakes, silky mitts, and some great saves.
See coming in now. Nice backhand try there. Big stop. I believe that's Julian on the far side. Man in the cage. Julian and Anthony, the goalies.
Oh, what a move. Oh, filthy.
Another look right here. Backhand shot. That was Marianne.
Now the goals are coming. Each way you look here. I'm looking at this near left side.
Far side there. Between the legs, almost. That would have been sweet.
No dice on that one. You see a couple of, you'll hear some familiar names.
We've got the junior bravest and the junior finest out here, dicing it up.
Oh, what a finish. Yeah, number 7 in black right there. Between the legs. Oh, my goodness. Who was that?
Get another look there. Trying to go for the Michigan.
Oh, Tortorella is somewhere. Just had a stroke. Someone check up on Torts. Oh, 21s. Lighten it up. Well, there's 2 21s, and they're both lighting it up on this near side.
Another between the legs on the far side. That was a beauty. You see there, tucking that one home was Jaden on your screen, pumping up the crowd, the junior bravest.
Oh, there's a glove
Big
save.
glove save right
Oh,
there.
Oh, going for the Forsberg on the far end, to our left for 7 in black.
That was a beauty right there.
Meanwhile, on the right side, sprawled out goaltender, it goes in. Here we are on the far end. That's over to the right. There's another shot.
Another chance here on the near side. What's going to happen here? Forehand, backhand, forehand. What a move.
Fans, let's hear it one more time for the junior bravest and
What a moment for
junior
these kids.
finest hockey team.
You get to play on UBS ice near the Islanders' home ice in front of a jam-packed crowd full of friends, family, and such a memorable experience for these kids. You ever go out on the ice, Travis, in one of these sort of situations where it was in between periods of a game, or
No, never got to.
you never got to?
No. But like you said, great moment, great opportunity for the junior bravest and the junior finest to get out on the UBS Arena ice, score some goals, make some big saves in front of this rockin' crowd for the 51st annual FDNY and NYPD Heroes hockey game. Once again, nothing to score between the bravest and the finest in what was a jam-packed first period. Sure, the second is going to bring even more fireworks. We're going to take a quick pause here. We'll return in just a moment with more coverage on the LI Sports Network. We're here in the first intermission of the FDNY NYPD Heroes hockey game. Earlier this week, I had the opportunity to attend the FDNY practice out at the Abe Stark rink in Coney Island. Had a chance to talk with a couple of the players, and we sat down, talked to Nick Battaglia about the FDNY fundraiser series, what it means to him, and what it means to the group. Travis Quigley here with Nick Battaglia, starting netminder for the FDNY Bravest 51st annual game, NYPD versus FDNY, right here at UBS Arena Saturday. Nick is a 5-year member of the team, 5-year member of the department. Nick, thanks for coming over to do the interview with me here. First, just want to talk to you about the FDNY fundraiser series this year. I was talking to some of the guys. You've been many different places across the country playing a lot of high-quality competition. Just talk about what that's been like.
The fundraiser series is awesome because we get to play a few games in front of the community, in front of the fans here, and the ones that show up for especially for the charities that are being supported that night. And it's a great thing to raise money for the charities that are fire department related or not fire department related. You know, we get to play hockey and people get to come see us, and it's a great thing that we get to do, and it's awesome that it benefits the neighborhood and the community as a whole.
One of the charities, part of that fundraiser series, you're wearing the shirt, the Garen Hagen Memorial Day. That was last weekend. Took part of it. It was your second time being a part of that event. Just talk about what that day was like down in Long Beach and how special it was for the FDNY hockey team to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's definitely without a doubt our second biggest day or second biggest game of the year. And, of course, it's a week before the biggest one. But that game is awesome. I mean, the amount of people that show up to that game is crazy. And I said it in an interview the other day. I was like, there's people in the parking lot now before the game, and the place is completely packed. So the amount of support that there is for Garen and his family and everybody surrounded with that day it's amazing. It's an amazing thing to see.
Same here. Second year being down there, like you just said. Amazing thing to see. Great to see the community show up and support Garen and the Hagen family. Travis Quigley here with Rob Serra from the Ray Pfeiffer Foundation. The Ray Pfeiffer Foundation, one of the many, many charities and foundations that the FDNY works with, part of their fundraiser series. Rob, thanks for coming over to do this interview. Just want to talk to you first about the Ray Pfeiffer Foundation, how it got its start, and your role in the foundation.
Sure. Thanks for having me. I'm the vice president of the foundation. We started in 2017 after Ray Pfeiffer passed away. If you don't know who Ray was, he was a New York City firefighter who passed away from 9/11 related cancer. He fought like a 9 or 10 year battle with cancer. And I met Ray in 2015 lobbying in Washington to get the bills passed for 9/11 health care. And when Ray passed away, the firehouse did a fundraiser for his family, and they didn't want the money. So they gave it back to us and said, do good with it. So we started the Ray Pfeiffer Foundation. 8 firemen met in a bar and just came up with a plan, that we'd be all volunteer, and we would just dedicate ourselves to helping 9/11 first responders with all the stuff that's not covered by the bill, which is a lot. Cancers are expensive. All these illnesses are expensive, and with everything going on in Washington seemingly forever, we never know what's around the corner. So we're here. We help supply home health care, hospice care, medical equipment, wheelchairs, oxygen tanks. Like the program will give you a 4-foot oxygen tank. Who can go watch their kid play soccer with a 4-foot oxygen tank? So we give the little backpacks that you can carry around. We just help with quality of life, and it also helps with the families that are dealing with it too, because frankly, it's when you have cancer, your whole family has cancer, right? Everyone's dealing with it, everyone's living with it, getting you in and out of bed. So that's why we're here. At the beginning of the game, we saw over 100 names up on the board. That's just NYPD and FDNY first responders who died in the last year from 9/11 illnesses. But we help all first responders. Don't have to be from New York City. People came from all over the country, so we're here to help everybody.
And that's what's amazing. It's not just a New York-centric foundation. It's for everybody across. It's across the board. You're here to help the families and the people who need it most. So I would love for you to talk about what it means having so much support from the FDNY hockey team and being a part of that fundraiser series.
It means a lot. I played on the team for 8 years. It was the best years of my life. Playing in this game, there's nothing like it. I mean, maybe a little bit short of the NHL, but it's great. And the guys, they've always supported me whenever I was sick or had surgeries or whatever. The guys would show up, drive me around, take care of my family. So when we started the foundation, there's actually 3 of us now on the board who played for the team, 1 active player. John Peretta, number 77, is a board member. So we're kind of intertwined, and they all knew Ray. Ray used to come in the locker room before the games, and they loved Ray too. So Ray was a big hockey fan, a big Islanders fan.
Oh, yeah.
So, it seemed like the perfect fit, and they've been one of our biggest supporters. They know what we do. They see it firsthand. Everyone's got guys in their firehouse that are dealing with 9/11 illnesses. So it's really an easy, it's an easy place for them to donate some money. So it's good to have their support for sure.
Absolutely. And for our viewers at home, if they want to be a part of the Ray Pfeiffer Foundation, they want to donate, they want to volunteer, how can they find all that information?
Go to the RayPfeifferFoundation.org. You could donate right on the website. And if you know someone who's sick or battling a 9/11 related illness with a certified 9/11 illness, you could actually apply right there on the website. So we're here to help. Like I said, cancers are expensive. All these illnesses are expensive. So, don't be afraid to reach out. That's why we're here.
Rob Serra from the Ray Pfeiffer Foundation. Rob, thank you so much for coming over here to do this interview during the first intermission. Hope you have a great rest of your day and enjoy this great hockey game.
Hopefully we get some goals in the next 2 periods.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks for having me.
We'll be back in the second period with more coverage live and only on the LI Sports Network.
Coming soon to UBS Arena, Kane Brown, May 16th. TNA Wrestling, July 20th. And Professional Bull Riding, September 18th through the 20th. For tickets to future shows and to see even more events coming here to UBS Arena, visit ubsarena.com. taking the ice, the FDNY.
Coming back live on the LI Sports Network for the second period of action between the NYPD Finest and the FDNY Bravest. Travis Quigley joined by Brady Campbell and Ryan Brannigan for the call of today's game. And during intermission, Brady was able to go down to ice level, speak with a couple of the players. Brady, what'd you get for us?
Indeed I did. We'll start with the FDNY. I spoke to number 16, Stephen Kelly. He said it was a good overall period for them. They settled down nicely throughout, had good puck possession. They just have to keep it going the rest of the way. So overall, sounds like Kelly and his guys are relatively satisfied with the period. Ryan Dermody, number 48 of NYPD, he disagrees. The rivalry alive and well, in case anyone was wondering. He says they just got to keep pushing forward. They took it to them. They brought nothing, referring to the FDNY, and just keep taking it to them the rest of the way, which they did a couple shifts consecutively later on in that period. Nothing but hard work for the NYPD.
And you get to see, like you said, Brady goes down, talks to both players. You see the one side, how they're thinking. The FDNY, cool, confident, collected. You know, they believe this is their game. Where on the other side, the NYPD, it's almost like, no, we are owning this right now. This is all us, and we're not leaving here without a victory this afternoon. I mean, Ryan, when you look at the first period, what do you think these two teams need to do in the second to get that icebreaker, that first goal?
Yeah, I think you want more of the same. You see O'Donohue take the faceoff, win it back for PD. I want to see more from him. He had that good net front presence in that couple of consecutive shifts. I want to see O'Donohue, one of the stars for the police department, to step it up and continue to get better as the game moves along.
So O'Donohue won that opening faceoff. It's the fire department who try to come back in as the second period is underway. O'Donohue will put it off the backboards for Anzulis. George Anzulis goes long with the pass. Nobody home there. Peretta D-to-D for O'Brien. O'Brien up the sheet. Gargan bats it down. And Cullen tries to go up the ice. O'Brien right back into the zone with it. O'Brien had 2 goals last weekend as well over at the G2H Day in Long Beach. Glove down by Bozer. He walks in, but couldn't get a backhand off. O'Brien pins him up against the boards. Antonides could not possess, and Peretta will slow things down.
Just go off what Brady said. I think both teams could leave that period satisfied, obviously for NYPD. Much better first than they've had last couple of years. But FDNY, they had a real good chance to score off the rush. A play created by Zay. Oh my!
Big hit thrown by Leonard. And Stemke will go play the body on Peretta.
It looked like that was Bozer who got the worst of that one. He got lambasted along the far wall.
Look out here.
Stemke kept it in. Here comes Olsen back for Stemke. One-time blast goes off the glove of Battaglia.
A huge save once again. Battaglia, another turnover here. Very uncharacteristic of FDNY. You see the hit there once again, right at the half wall.
Oh, Bozer. Upended.
Big hit thrown right there by Leonard.
FDNY, though, never really able to clear after that hit, and good forecheck once again.
Chance in front, doesn't go. Dermody was almost able to tuck that one home. He's battling with Puppa in front of the net right now.
Whoa,
Dermody goes over top of Battaglia, but out the other way comes Kelly. Kelly on net, stick to side. Another one in front off the body of Gragnano. Kept at the point for his alone. He's checked by Dermody. Battle in front of Gragnano. Elfont there on the opposite side, sends it back to the corner. Hart up the boards and out past Puppa.
They're letting him play. Boy, are they ever.
Puppa snaps it to Frizzalone. Frizzalone carries over the line. He'll shoot, blocked by Hart, recovers his own rebound. Another spinning try, save, up in the air, batted down with a high stick, and no goal, immediately waved off.
Yeah,
Good hand-eye from Stephen Kelly, but the official right on top of it, over the crossbar, it was deemed.
it was pretty close, but from our vantage point, I do believe I agree with the official here. Gragnano way out of his goal, punched away.
Wow.
Looks like the official got it right. It is relatively close, though.
What a reaction. This goes off the glove of Antizolis. Look at this. Glove, stick, in. Just not low enough.
Yeah, it was immediately waved off, and the faceoff will come outside, right in front of that FDNY bench. So you get another look at it one more time. Good job by Frizzalone staying with the puck. A spinning chance from Becker. And again, Kelly, great hand-eye coordination just above the crossbar, so it will not count. We stay knotted at 0. About 3 minutes and 45 seconds, 2 minutes and 45 seconds into this second period, and icing gets called on the NYPD.
Yeah, you got it, Brady.
So a close call there for NYPD. We talked about the strong first they had, and getting away with that one. Gragnano way out of his cage there, all the way on the side of the goal. Got a bit lucky.
And PD, fortunately, it's still 0-0.
Left of Gragnano, clean win back, and it's Jim Brown, winds and fires over the net. Leonard will drop down, that's Sean. Sean spins to the high slot, he shoots, big blocker save. O'Donohue gets the rebound for the PD.
Great tracking there from Gragnano.
And Zulis out for Antonides, now driving wide, it's Cullen. Cullen dangles middle, backhander, and Battaglia shuts the door.
Things are starting to open up a little bit here. We had the goal, no goal, high stick waved off. Leonard with the great turnaround shot blocker, save Gragnano, and then back the other way. NYPD, a little hello, goodbye move there. Quick backhand shot, and swallowed up by Battaglia.
Right between the legs.
So we'll go left of Battaglia for the faceoff. It's going to be O'Donohue squaring up with Zay. The two former roommates, two former Mercyhurst captains. O'Donohue wins it. Antonic walks from right to left, drops back. Now a shot. Battaglia will reach up and snag it.
I like that, PD. You're getting traffic to the front of the net. That's how you're going to beat such a stellar goaltender as Battaglia, as he's shown to be in this series. Gets up for these games. One of the FDNY's best. He's also a member of the FDNY boxing team. So I might not see a goaltending fight, but if we do, my money's on Battaglia.
Coming through the middle off the faceoff, Vinny Lopes. Then he slides it over for Tracy. Zay over the blue line with possession. Takes a bump from Antonic. Tracy there to help out. He'll sauce it up to the point. John O'Brien. Shot blocked. Malfetto using the glass as his friend will clear. D to D, Peretta for O'Brien. OB back for Peretta, and Zay will chip it in. Line change coming here for the Bravest. Turnover forced. Pass to the high slot over Kern's stick, but O'Brien back for Kern. Kern back post, nobody there. Gilhooly tried to get a piece, just missed.
A swing and a miss from Gilhooly there.
He had some room as well. Had he gotten his stick on it, it might have gone.
Gilhooly's right back in. He'll cut middle. Pass back door. Stick save. Rebound. They score! And the Bravest are on the board first. It's Derek Kern.
And this one's going to count, no doubt about it. Bit of a scramble out in front, and just getting it between the legs of Gragnano was Kern. Derek Kern, a big catalyst of the brawl in 2014. He's going to be a big catalyst to getting FDNY on the board.
What an initial first save that was by Gragnano, keeping the game scoreless for an extra moment. But Kern, who's come through time and time again, sneaks it 5-hole, gets the people on their feet, and gets the crowd rocking the Freebird.
Tough break for Malfetto there. You see him lay out to block the pass. Goes right off his shin pads, right onto the stick of an FDNY. And next thing you know, it's in the back of the net.
Derek Kern with the opening goal in this contest, 1-0 for the Fire Department of New York. It's Frizzalone with the puck over the line, dumps it in. Trying to retreat back to his post now. Dermody gets possession, moves it for Hart, but Hart didn't see it coming back for him. Dermody pins Becker up against the wall. They're tied up. Crowd erupts for Derek Kern as his name's announced as the goal scorer. Gilhooly and Pascali pick up the assist on the play. Papa, quick pass for Frizzalone. Into an area, it's Kelly. Kelly looking middle and unable to get a twig on it was Steven Romano. One hand to the high slot, Sean Hart's there, and he leaves it for Olsen with speed. John Olsen cuts to the middle of the ice, on goal off the skate of Frizzalone. Around an Elfont in front of the Zamboni door, backhands it out to center ice. Kelly receives a pass, snapshot there, he's dumped to the ice by Willows as Gragnano made the save.
Great feed there from Romano.
Flipped ahead, Stemke just overskated it. Is dropped back for Sean Leonard. Leonard for Elfont. Brian Elfont, the assistant captain, to the slot. Just off the stick of Hall. Brown, snapper, wide. Leonard pinches to hold the blue line. Takes it in behind the cage. It's Sean Leonard swiveling the hips, back up to his post. For Zay off the bench, a shot is blocked. Would have been trouble if it got through. The net comes off. Willows was in the way. Now he's still tied up with Zay.
It looks like Jim Hall inadvertently knocking the net off. Of course, that's what he's going to say. Fire, not a big fan of it. Brady, what'd you see?
Yeah, and overall, guys, this is a much better period for FDNY as you see once again that replay. The physicality picking up in front of Gragnano. Hall does appear to knock the net off. Well, the period where, at least for parts of it, last one out, NYPD took it to FDNY a little bit. They get the goal waved off. They get the goal that counts. And overall, follow it up with a couple good shifts.
Like PD's a little upset about the last minute change here from FDNY. Well, you're going to drop the puck here.
The Fire Department is the home side for today's game, so they do get the last change. But doesn't matter if that ref's hand comes up as Ragone in with some speed. Backdoor! What a goal! And the PD respond! John Antonides!
Are you kidding me? What a play. This turns into a miniature 2-on-1 here for NYPD. And just the patience here to drop it off Antonides. At that point, all he had to do was pick his spot. You'll see here, it develops into that miniature 2-on-1. A perfect pass from Ragone on the backhand. And Antonides buries it.
Oh, Ragone. Oh, Ragone. Watch the move to the backhand. No chance for the goaltender, but Taglia. Ragone, he had those 2 goals late in the third period last year, made it a 1-goal game, made it a real clencher for FDNY going down the stretch. And now he's got the game tied up here in the second with a great individual effort. I could have scored that goal. There was so much open net.
A big goal for Antonides, and we're tied up at 1 with 13:25 to play here in period 2. Puck moved ahead for Gargan. Gargan at the cage. Gragnano sticks it to the corner. Comes back around. Antzulis starts the breakout. A D-to-D pass and flipped off the wall. Not out of the zone. Peretta jumps it to keep it in. Far corner. Antonides, the goal scorer. Ragone with the apple. And now it pops up to Sean Post. He'll clear the zone. Peretta from the red line. Puts it in behind Gragnano, who stops it for Antzulis. A long stretch pass, took a deflection, but made it to Scampoli, and he whacks it in. Battaglia, backhand around the boards. Initially was stopped up but here come the FDNY. Zay off to the right side. Tracy for Zay over his stick. O'Brien on a keep-in. Shot deflected by Zay. Went wide.
Good response here for the Fire.
Ragone takes a check from Zay. Knocked off the puck. Trying to center one with Zay. Didn't make it there. Antonides pinned on the wall. Now it pops for Puppa. D to D. Frizzalone looking for a shot. It's blocked. Recovers. Now to Puppa. One-timer. He fans off it. Right on the heel of the stick.
He was calling for it. Finally he gets it. He fanned on it. Unfortunate there.
Brady mentioned it earlier. Doesn't matter what spot of the ice. If Puppa has a chance to let it go, it's going to be a lot of heat behind it. Just fanned there. 2-on-2 in the corner. It's finally poked free, and O'Donohue will possess. Going for the flip. Stopped up just outside the zone by Frizzalone. He'll hinge it back for Puppa, who goes right through the middle of the ice to Gilhooly. Romano puts it in the zone, but the Bravest were offside. 11:34 to go in period 2. We're still tied up 1-1.
So overall, we were just talking about the phenomenal start this first half of the period for FDNY. But all it takes is one, and now we'll see if NYPD can carry that momentum from the tying goal. Shots currently 20-12 in favor of the Fire Department. However, FDNY, has put NYPD on their heels throughout most of this period.
Oh, centering pass got blocked, and now Pascali's gonna have a chance to walk out. Centering pass, big save made. Gragnano pushed ahead. One-on-one opportunity for Olsen. Olsen drives, shoots. Blocker save for Nick Battaglia.
Stepke with a great play to clear the zone, or to get cleared out of the front of the net, and then create a chance for his teammate going the other way.
Kern sends it cross corner, icing wave. Pascali to Gilhooly, stopped again. Rebound, pushed aside by Anzulis. Tuma driving ahead with Olsen. A drop pass was behind him. Leonard trying to jump it. It's pushed back low by Olsen. Leonard's pass blocked there by Olsen. Racing to keep it in the zone. Will Cullen. Cullen cuts high slot and lost the handle. Just keeps buzzing around though. Recovers. Cullen off the bench with the pass, and post can't bury. Left pad saved by Battaglia. Gilhooly into space. Romano chasing it down. Anzulis is there first. Bravest almost got caught with too many skaters on the ice. Dermody's going to chip and chase.
Yeah, they didn't call much last year, but they called both teams on that penalty in that last game a year ago.
Leonard posts up behind the net as he gets set to start the breakout. Half the game gone, half of it to go. 1-1 the score.
Yeah, NYPD. I don't know how Gragnano made that last save in tight a few moments ago. The goaltending has absolutely been the story so far. At least one that is counted, but behind both of them. But other than that, they've been outstanding. Another story, the physicality. We see it once again right here.
Offside called on FDNY as we get a whistle. Kelly played the body on post and then touched the puck up while he was inside the zone. So we got a second here. TV timeout. We're going to take a quick pause. We'll return in just a minute with more coverage of the 51st annual FDNY versus NYPD Heroes Hockey Game, live and only on the LI Sports Network.
And this lucky fan is going home with a pair of free boots courtesy of Hikes. Didn't win today, you still have an opportunity to win a pair. Winners will be drawn on Monday after the game. Click on the QR code right now to apply. And fans, here to make a very special presentation on behalf of Hikes, please welcome Tracy Klein. Tracy is here to present a $10,000 check to the FDNY and NYPD hockey teams. Hikes is proud to support the NYPD and FDNY hockey teams, and accepting the check on behalf of the FDNY hockey team is Prince Princiata, and on behalf of the NYPD hockey team, Brian Post and Vincent Petraglia. Thank you, Tracy and Hikes. And now for the Heights T-shirt toss. Get loud if you want a T-shirt.
Coming back out of the timeout, 1-1 the score. Travis Quigley, Brady Campbell, and Ryan Brannigan here taking you through the call on the LI Sports Network of the 51st Annual FDNY and NYPD Heroes Hockey Game. Derek Kern for the Bravest and John Antonides for the Finest. That one floated on net by Post, and Battaglia comfortably takes the whistle.
So we played half a hockey game so far, pretty even. Shots now, FDNY starting to pull away by 8 here, 22-14. However, all that matters is the ones up on the scoreboard right now. The story, absolutely the goaltending, especially early on in this period. Gragnano of the Finest has made a couple fine stops for the boys in white, the NYPD.
Left of Battaglia, both goaltenders have played phenomenal here today, as Antonelli holds the zone down for Ragone. Ragone spins it in behind. First to it is Frizzalone. Frizzalone, D to D for Puppa. He lost it in his skates, looking to recover. O'Donohue all over him. He'll take it. O'Donohue to the point. Antonelli shot. Backdoor. Big save. Battaglia robbing Antonides of his second of the game. It's chipped out and racing across. Vinny Lopes. Lopes with an opportunity, drops for Zay. He fires, stopped up there by Gragnano and cleared by the PD.
Gragnano didn't know where it was. He got it with his high glove shoulder there. Puck luckily dropped right next to him. He's able to play it out of harm's way.
Kicked back in, Antonelli trying to clear. Held in the zone by Pascali. Shot through from Gilhooly, but wide. Leonard misses the net there. It's Jim Brown walking middle, back to the corner with it. Antonelli and Gilhooly racing it down. Pascali for Gilhooly. To the high slot, Ragone's there, and he clears. Antonides collects off the boards. Waltzes into the zone. Antonides on the backhand off the outside of the net. Pascali will leave it for Leonard. Leonard checked by Bozer. Brown there. Dishes ahead, now through the middle for Pascali. Pass for Stemke, backhand try, blocker save. Bozer up on the boards with Pascali. Gilhooly takes it now. Pascali finds a loose puck, looking for Leonard, and it's jumped by Anzulis. Bozer's in, has Olsen on his left. He shoots, Battaglia traps it underneath the pad and takes the whistle. PD very, very close, boys, to get in their first lead of the night.
That they were, and they're really controlling the neutral zone. And in that, they're able to get more offensive zone chances. They're creating the turnovers in the neutral zone. They're turning it into offense like we just saw there. Great cross-ice pass, near to far, and a great save there by Battaglia. And that goes to show it's not going to be a soft goal allowed by Battaglia.
Yeah, one part of NYPD's game that they are absolutely playing is the forecheck. They've been all over FDNY in that department.
Zay chipped it ahead. Leonard into the zone, but they're deemed offside.
And I think that's part of the game plan as well, Brady, is they want to take away the speed of this FDNY team. FDNY, very quick team. Matt Zay, speed for days. Lopes, Vinny Lopes, same for him as well. That line in general for FDNY has just done such a good job in this series of winning these games based on their speed through the neutral zone. And credit to NYPD for really limiting that outside of that one early chance in the first.
PD win it. It's moved to Antonides. O'Donohue touches it back to Antonic. And now across for Ragone at the far blue. Hits Antonides, entering the zone. He'll shoot outside of the net with it. And Peretta plays the body on him. A stick lift, and here comes Steve Leonard. Steve ahead, now a drop pass. O'Brien, big blast over the net. Pops to the high slot, now down low. Leonard pokes it at the cage. He just misses. Steve around the wall for O'Brien. O'Brien blocked, rebound sitting there. Trying to put it back at net is Setola. He'll cycle to the corner instead for Elfont. Elfont out front. Had it knocked away by Malfetto, and Antonic will wheel. Antonic on goal. Battaglia steers it aside. Peretta off the boards and out. Coming all the way down. Icing called on the Bravest.
So we've hit a little bit of a low point here back and forth that last shift. Not a whole lot of chances for either side. However, the FDNY did create that turnover. The prior shift had a couple chances down low. Getting into the waning minutes or so here over the next few of this second period. If either team could get the next goal, that is going to be massive momentum to carry over into the final 20.
1-1 the score with 6:15 to go here in the second period between the FDNY and the NYPD. A full house here at UBS on what was Saturday afternoon, now Saturday evening. Post will fire, glove stop by Battaglia.
Another good face-off win for the police. Get a shot on goal. You want to see more traffic though to the front of the net. Try to take away Battaglia's eyes. If he sees it, he's going to stop it unless he's all the way out of the net like we saw earlier.
One more point. The atmosphere in this building is
phenomenal.
Absolutely incredible. As the Bravest win another face-off, Puppa went right through the middle on the breakout. Dump in by Kelly right on goal, and Gragnano will catch it and hold.
Yeah, you said it. The atmosphere has been electric thus far. The goals, just the whole building going, or at least half the building, going absolutely berserk, depending on which team you support. But, of course, all the fans getting up on the Jumbotron. A lot of camaraderie as well. And despite the rivalry, this is all for the great city of New York. Great to see all these people come out support.
Exactly. The real winners, of course. There's a rivalry. There's a good shot there. All the community work that both of these respective teams represent. The fire department, everything they do. Police department, everything they do. At the end of the day, we're all the real winners here. And that's due in large part to what these men and what they represent out there on the ice. Men and women.
Another face-off one for FDNY. Gargan will cycle it deep as Becker's F1 plays the body on Antonelli. Stemke out of the zone, a backhand saucer pass, glove down by Glenn Puppa, and he'll spin away from a check by Olsen, but Gargan enters the zone a bit too early. He's offside.
Shaking his head after the whistle, not necessarily in agreement with the linesman, though. Say he had the better view of it.
It was a close play. He had teammates trailing as well, so could have been an offensive opportunity there for FDNY. But in the end, the linesman makes the final call.
PD will control the puck now. Knocked down by Stemke. Can he catch up to it? No, Leonard's there first. Dished ahead by Tracy. Zay blows a tire entering the zone, but keeps the puck on the twig. Pass out front. Gragnano got a piece. Leonard jumps down, looking for Zay in the slot, and it pops to Bozer. 2-on-1 chance. Cullen and Bozer. Cullen shoots it. Glove stop. Battaglia.
It's exactly what you want to see there. Takes away the pass, takes the shot. Just a good save for Battaglia. What else is new?
Zay going long. An opportunity for Brendan Tracy now. 1-on-1 with Anzulis. He'll knock the puck away.
The big Greek getting his big body in the way, making a good play.
O'Donohue takes a check from Gilhooly. That electrified the crowd a little bit. Anzulis now hunting it down. Gilhooly on him. He plays the body once more. Antonides back for Anzulis. To Cullen. Anzulis once more. Backhand up the glass. Antonides clears. It goes right to the Bravest defenseman, John O'Brien. Peretta looking for Kern. Hit a stick. Anzulis looking to go long. Linesman deemed it was in reach of O'Brien, so the icing gets waved off. OB, as his teammates call him, will set up shop behind the net and now starts the breakout. Peretta off the wall to Kern. 3-on-3. Kern to the middle, just under the stick of Setola. He recovers it. Now finds O'Brien. O'Brien, wrister save. Rebound. Kern could not push it back to it. He leaves it for Setola, and Malfetto will jump it.
Kurt parks right out in front. Organo.
Pascali for O'Brien. Another shot blocked by Malfetto. That one through from Peretta, but Malfetto once again, that time stick in the way. Pascali, little head fake for Peretta. Now across, O'Brien had the one-timer cocked and loaded. Instead receives the puck, now floats it on goal. Save made, rebound is pushed out to center ice.
I don't know how he saw that through tons of traffic, then that quick redirection in tight. A phenomenal save once again, FDNY. No pun intended, though, they are turning up the heat here on NYPD.
Icing called on the finest, and now an offensive zone draw for the Bravest as we get another look at this chance here.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Brady, not sure how he saw it. Can totally agree. And then there's a big hit. Oh, my. Gonna feel that one in the morning. And it creates an opportunity out of it, which is really why you want to throw out such a hit like that. Not only send a message, but separate the guy from the puck, make a play out of it. And you know, we haven't seen as much fighting or as much as maybe what you're used to in tuning into this game. I think the score has a lot to do with it. It's 1-1, tie game, late stage of second period.
Shot from the point doesn't get there. Antonelli blocked it. 28-21 shots in favor of FDNY. Papa walks. Now a wrister. Dermody in the way of that one. It goes back for Papa. He'll go D to D. Frizzalone just has to poke it low. It's chipped past Frizzalone. Papa gets on his horse, races back, and wins the race for the icing.
Yeah, as you were saying, Ryan, just 2:33 left in the period. A goal here would certainly be a momentum shifter for either of these teams heading into the locker room. Of course, I'll go down there and get overall the temperature check during the intermission, but a goal for either side can certainly change how both teams feel about their performance of the period.
Oh my.
PD win it, and Sean Hart on the breakout pass. Didn't find tape of a teammate, so it kicks back to Papa. Papa goes long the other way. He didn't find a teammate, so an icing gets called on the FDNY. Can NYPD take advantage now? Brady, Ryan, last couple of minutes have been down in their end. They got to win this ozone draw, I would think.
Absolutely. Goes such a long way in creating a good chance, and I mentioned the need to get bodies, traffic to the front of the net, take away Battaglia's eyes. What better way to do that when look at how much traffic is already kind of in front of Battaglia just based on the face-off structure. Face-off win goes a long way.
One to the half wall by the PD up top for Cullen. He's going to drive down the boards. Elfont trying to meet him. Cullen pokes it around for Bozer. Bozer on the cycle looking to Stemke. Elfont was there though for Frizzalone. Not out. Good read from Papa. He intercepts. Moves it ahead to Kelly, and Kelly backhands it into the PD zone. Dropped off for Chris Stemke. He's over the line. Wrister fought off by Battaglia and into the netting, out of play.
FDNY doing a good job for most of this period. Keeping the police department to the outside. Still some decent shots coming from a long ways out, though. Battaglia, as you said, Travis, fighting them off the best he can. Some of his defenders seem to possibly be screening him, of course, accidentally in the process, trying to block the shot or make a play. But right now, it looks like for the police department, just get anything and everything on goal.
Donahue out there to take the draw. He's someone I want to look to. He's out there with Vergone. Vergone, the opening goal of the game. Let's see what magic can be created by these two.
Battaglia's left, and Zay will win it. Dishes ahead for Gargan. Gargan goes across. Right-hand side, Lopes to the middle for Zay. Redirected, it's in the blue paint. Still free. They score! Matt Zay, 2-1 for the Fire.
What a sequence! And Zay gets another oh-so-important goal for FDNY. Just 93 seconds left in the period. Of course, NYPD still unsure about all that just transpired, but you get another look. The initial save, it trickles behind him. He has a defender parked as well behind him. Can't quite tell who that is. Zay, though, dives in and is able to knock it home.
Was that friendly fire there? Was Greg Nano trying to cover the puck here? What was that?
It's Matt Zay battling in the blue paint, doing anything to put that puck home, and that's what he did. He got the last touch. He slides it over the goal line, and with $1:33 to go, Matt Zay gets his first of the night, and FDNY have a 2-1 lead. Puck dumped in immediately on Gragnano and comes back out to the neutral zone. Friendly fire on the dump in from Brown. Now he throws it in second time through.
Yeah, Matt Zay now has 6 goals in his last 5 appearances in the Heroes game. He has been one of the best for the Fire.
Toe drag from Pascali, broken up by Stemke, and now he'll receive the pass from Antzulis and get wheeling. Final minute of the second, shot off a stick and out of play. Ramped up the twig of Jim Brown.
Well, we're sounding like broken records here, but of course, as the period winds on, now we're just under a minute, 58.6 left. The Fire got the go-ahead goal. They drew, well, first blood in this game, and they get another big goal here. Police department responded quickly the first time. They're running out of time in this frame to get the response. Still, of course, 20 minutes to go after. But they get the ozone draw here. Can they do something with it?
Yeah, Stemke, he scored the first and second goals for PD last year. He's out there to take the face-off. They need a big goal here from him, and that's the guy I would count on. See what Stemke can come up with here.
Zay will win it on the forehand. Kept in by Cullen, though. Zay's going to glove it down, blocking that shot. Stretch pass, Gargan into the zone, onside. He snaps it, Cullen. Back checking hard, got a piece of it. 40 seconds to go. Here comes Cullen on a drop for Stemke. Backhand out front off the stick of O'Brien and over the net. Peretta plays the body on Cullen. Stemke scoops it. Back from Malfetto, blocked by Gargan. Gargan looking to go long. Malfetto stops it up, slows it down, re-enters offside.
Yeah, he had Lopes. He had Vinny Lopes, the Stony Brook Asha former player, as you mentioned, Travis, and if that gets through, look out.
Yeah, FDNY trying to steal one here in the latter minute of the period. They had that one partial breakaway attempt, great back check by NYPD, and then that one from Lopes. That pass gets through, he's in all alone.
Going forward off the draw, O'Donoghue, but Antonides couldn't settle the bouncing puck. Thrown down the sheet by James Shea. Becker, the captain, first on it, leaves it for Shea. Shea's shot off the stick of Antonic. 7 seconds to go. They shoot, they score! A redirection in front, and it's the captain, Jim Becker. 3-1 FDNY with 3 seconds to go in the second period.
That's a backbreaker, Brady, for the NYPD, for FDNY. No better way to finish the period than the captain, Jim Becker. He's in his 17th year of service. Look at the crowds. Oh, look at the fans. They love it.
Yeah, we'll get another look at it here, Ryan. Just harmlessly kind of back to the point. No one picks up Becker. He's basically all alone in front, providing a screen and gets a stick on it as well to redirect it home. A beautiful redirection. That'll do it for the second. 2 big goals for FDNY, and they have all the momentum going into the last period.
And guys, it's got to be noted that shot from Peretta. He could have tried to be a hero, trying to put one top shelf, dying seconds from a bad angle. Instead, Peretta collects it, picks his head up, notices Becker in front with his stick ready to go, and he shoots for the stick. Becker, great hand-eye on the tip, beats Gragnano through the 5-hole, and now a 2-goal lead for the Bravest after 2 periods. Shots after 2 are 33-22. We'll start with you, Brady, and the FDNY. You said it, that they were bringing more. They had found their game, and evident with 2 late goals in that period, I'm sure they're feeling pretty confident heading to the room right now.
Absolutely. There's nothing more backbreaking for a team like NYPD or for FDNY uplifting than 2 goals in the final minutes, final seconds even on that last one of a period, especially of the second. Now you're in the driver's seat for the final 20 minutes of play. Boys, it's been a phenomenal hockey game, tight checking, relatively low scoring up until this point. Couldn't ask for much anything else really from either of these sides.
And Ryan, for the NYPD now, they're headed to the room down by 2 goals after what was, I would say, the first 30 minutes were very strong for them. That last 10 of the second period, they kind of lost their game a little bit, and that's when the Fire took charge. What do you think the NYPD has to do? What do you think the message in the room is right now?
Yeah, the Fire really started to break out and spread as that, last couple of minutes went along and seizing momentum. We're the FDNY, but for NYPD, it's not a position they're unfamiliar with. Again, last year, they were down at 1.4-0. They made it 4-2 to close out the second. So they were down 2 last year, they're down 2 this year. Obviously, much different ways of getting there. Now, what ended up happening early in the third, Fire scored 2 quick ones, go up 6-2. You'd think the game's over. Roaring back where NYPD, they made it a 1-goal game. So if they could channel that spirit they had at the end of the game last year into the early goings of this third period, that's what the PD are going to look to do. And they have overall played a much, much better game to this point than they had last year. Stuff to build on. Crumple up, throw out that last 2 minutes.
All right, so we're going to head to break here. Got the Ford Race Around New York happening right now on the ice. So we're going to take a pause. We'll return in just a little bit. We have a phenomenal interview coming up during this second intermission with representatives from the Collins Joy Project. So definitely stick around. You don't want to miss that. Going to be able to provide more information on you and all the great work that the NYPD does with Collins Joy's project. So again, stick with us throughout this intermission. 3-1 the score, FDNY up over NYPD. You're watching the 51st Annual Heroes Hockey Game live on the LI Sports Network.
And now for a special feature presented by Ford.
They're always exposed to anything that can happen. It's not an easy job in New York City. These guys are doing it every day, and I embrace that for them.
It's unbelievable, and the turnout is fantastic, and rightfully so. These are the people that are on the front line for us. You can see how much pride goes into the game.
They play serious hockey by commitment for the competitiveness.
I think I can liken it to probably the first time I played against the Rangers as an Islander. The animosity, the rivalry is alive and well.
It's honestly a competitive environment.
These guys are playing hard, and hockey brings out that. Yeah, it's a very competitive sport. And sometimes the gloves drop off, and sometimes a few fists swinging. Well, let's watch. Like on the ice,
Institute is a medical center for firefighters, designed by firefighters. As a leading provider of advanced medical screenings, we take pride in offering the best healthcare experience for firefighters and first responders. Since 2002, the New York Firefighters Heart and Lung Institute has been dedicated to screening, diagnosing, and treating first responders and their families each and every day. We provide a broad range of testing and medical care, including cardiac and pulmonary testing, as well as educational seminars focused on firefighter safety throughout the USA and Canada. We are proud to have recently entered into a partnership with the Uniformed Firefighters Association to encourage all firefighters to come in and get tested. New York State awarded a grant to the UFA for testing and cancer screening, and they have partnered with the New York Firefighters Heart and Lung Institute to provide certain services at no cost to the individual. Check out FDNYheart.com or call 516-441-7614 to schedule an individual or group firehouse visit today.
Mark your calendars for the 3rd Annual Heroes Cup Tournament on Saturday, October 18th at the Ice Vault in Wayne, New Jersey, all to benefit Tunnel to Towers. This action-packed day-long event features a 15-game, 12-team single-elimination tournament, all for the price of one ticket. You'll see elite teams like the NYPD, FDNY, Port Authority PD, and the defending champions, the U.S. Coast Guard, plus many more. Want to stay in the loop? Follow at T2T Hockey on Instagram for updates on hockey legends set to play in the game, team announcements, ticket sale dates, and more. Don't miss it. The Heroes Cup Tournament, October 18th.
Earlier today, we had the opportunity to sit down and speak with assistant captain from the NYPD finest, Dan O'Donohue. And he talked to us about their work with the Collins Joy Project, what it means to him personally, and what it means to the team. Here with Dan O'Donohue, pregame for the 51st annual NYPD FDNY Heroes Hockey game. And obviously this is a big rivalry matchup, one that is checked off on the calendar every year, but it's more than just a hockey game. Both teams come together. They also raise money, work with various foundations, and one of the foundations that the NYPD works closely with is the Collins Joy Project. So Dan, just talk to us a little bit about Collins Joy. You guys played in the game last week over at the rinks. Just talk about that, your experience working with the foundation and what it means to you guys.
Yeah, that one definitely hits close to home for me. I was a former hockey director over at the rinks, so getting close with the family, you know, the Palmera family over there obviously was their grandson who sadly passed away 5-6 years ago now. We've been doing this game for them, so like I said, that one definitely hits home a little bit, you know, for me, but you know, to try to raise money for them and give back any way we can as a team, we're happy to do so.
And of course, big game coming up a little bit here. What are you looking for out of the group today? What do you guys need to get done to get the big win?
I just think we need to keep playing the way we've been playing this year. The vibe's different in the locker room. I think everyone plays for each other this year, and especially, you know, kind of everyone's pulling the rope in the same direction. So hopefully we can continue that today. Obviously last week we played in that Collins Joy game and we were flying around. So hopefully if we could, you know, bring that into this weekend, you know, especially this matchup against FD, I think we'll be just fine.
So, big matchup here today, and of course, make sure you check out more on the Collins Joy Project. Travis Quigley here, joined during the second intermission by Tommy Palomera from the Collins Joy Project. Tommy, thank you for coming over and doing this with us here. First, we'd love for you to just talk about your role with Collins Joy's project and what the foundation is centered around. What is the mission?
First of all, thanks for having us. Appreciate it. Collins Joy Project started in 2018 after the unfortunate passing of my nephew Colin. There was an outpouring of support from the city of South Boston, where my sister is from. And there was just such an overwhelming amount of support from the community, and everything started pouring in, and they said, what can we do with this? And, you know, Colin was such a happy, joyful kid, put joy in every single day, you know, everything he did. So they said, how can we bring more joy to the city of Boston, to the people, you know, families everywhere? And they started the Collins Joy Project, and it brings programming to families, underprivileged families. It brings play spaces to the city of Boston. It's done great things so far, and it's the short amount of time they've been around.
And of course, we had the Collins Joy Project game at the rinks last week.
That was an unfortunate one for the Collins Joy team, but so far we're still 3-2 in the 5 years that we've played, so we're pretty happy.
So we had the Collins Joy team took on the NYPD, and I would love for you to just talk about having their support, having the NYPD, being a part of that event, and being part of the Collins Joy Project.
I mean, the NYPD having our back has been an amazing a push for us. In the 5 years that we've been doing the game, just the game alone has helped raise close to $100,000 for the Collins Joy Project. But also it gives the NYPD a chance to get a good game in right before they play this game, and so far I think it's helping them a little bit. I'm the only reason I'm on the team is, you know, because I'm the Collins uncle, but you know, I'm the oldest guy on the team, but I still enjoy playing. But we put a pretty solid squad together, and you know, we give them a good workout before these games, so it's a really good time.
Yeah, I mean, we were looking at it the other day, and it looked like it was a lot of fun. Looked like it was a back and forth.
Yeah, I'm the slowest guy in the background that you see, if I even make it in there.
So, for all of our viewers at home, how can they find more information on Collins Joy Project, whether they want to donate, whether they want to volunteer, be a part of it? What can they do? Where can they find that info?
Absolutely. collinsjoyproject.org is their website. It'll have their mission, everything that they're a part of, everything that they're doing, future projects, past projects, ways that you can donate, everything like that. His whole story's there. It really is a great story, great family, something everybody should definitely take a look at.
Awesome. Tommy, thank you so much for coming over to do this with us.
Thank you guys so much. I appreciate all
really
your help.
Appreciate it. Again, Collins Joy Project. Go to their website. All their information is there. You can donate. You can be a part of it. Third period of the 51st annual FDNY and NYPD Heroes Hockey game coming up next. Coming back for the third period of hockey between the NYPD and FDNY. Live on the LI Sports Network, Travis Quigley, joined by Brady Campbell and Ryan Brannigan. It's 3-1 for the Bravest over the Finest as both sides come back out onto the clean sheet and we get ready for the final 20. Brady once again was able to go downstairs and talk with the teams. Well, he was able to talk with one team. Brady?
Yeah, so NYPD, they declined to comment. The overall vibe I got is they weren't too happy with that period, and especially the last few minutes of it. FDNY, I talked to Glenn Puppa, number 57 in black. He said it was a great second. They battled hard to get those goals, especially those last two in the dying minutes. And he knows that NYPD down 2 is going to come out very hard to start this third period, that they got to buckle down and get it done. Of course, they're looking for their 7th win in the last 8 games against NYPD.
So what you're saying, Brady, is NYPD pled the 5th.
That is exactly what I'm saying. That it was a very quick encounter down there in the NYPD locker room.
Let's see how they come out on the ice. Obviously, you know, they have been on the wrong end of these games. You mentioned, Brady, 7 of the last 8, have not won since 2016. They tied in 2019. I don't think they'll be satisfied with a tie or a loss here tonight, as evidenced by their, let's call it business. They're can't have any distractions as they look to reset in the locker room, and I would feel the same way if I allowed 2 goals in the last 2 minutes in what has really been a game they have played well into this point, in my opinion, and just kind of like got away from them there, Travis, toward the end of that second period.
And with 20 minutes up on the board, as Brady alluded, FDNY looking to hold on, make it 7 out of the last 8. The only blemish in that last 8 being a tie back in 2019. The last NYPD win came back in 2016 at Madison Square Garden. They're looking for their first since the game has moved over here to UBS. They've got 20 minutes to battle back. They're down by 2. It'll be O'Donohue and Zay who meet at center ice, and the third period is a go. 1 forward by the Bravest, chopped back out to center ice by Cullen. Turnover force, here comes O'Donohue, drops it off, Ragone, shot saved Battaglia, and a quick whistle taken just 15 seconds into the frame.
So a good start for NYPD. Of course, as you mentioned, FDNY wins the faceoff forward. Quick turnover though. Finest come right back in. A good quick shot by Ragone. But we all know Battaglia is no easy goaltender to beat, especially when the game's on the line. We sound like a broken record. We mentioned last year, of course, the big lead for FDNY that did eventually slip away, or nearly slipped away. They were able to hold on 6-5. Now with a 2-goal lead to start the third, we are starting to see that push from the Finest.
Off to the half boards. 277s were battling, Peretta and Ragone, and now it's out. Zay off the boards, intercepted, and now Ragone headmans. Antonides slides middle, backhand to forehand, shoots and scores! Second of the game for John Antonides, and it's 3-2.
Oh, baby. Oh, it's going to be a good one. What a goal. Individual effort all the way here from Antonides, second of the game. This one much, much prettier than the first, as all he had to do was tap it in. This time he drives the play, weaves through into the slot, and a beautiful Bardowski. Here it is again. Collects in the near circle, lets it rip. 3-2, 1-goal game early in the third.
Looks like Battaglia may have gotten a piece of it slightly with his left shoulder. Yep, you see it there. Not enough. Antonides has both for NYPD, 2 big ones, especially this latest one. 19 minutes, 1-goal game.
Gilhooly intercepts a pass around the wall from Gragnano. He'll shoot it off the side of the skate, stuffed in, they score! Billy Pascali, quick response, it's 4-2!
Well, that was quick, did not take long, less than a minute between both goals. It is Pascali on the flyby. This is one that Gragnano's probably gonna want back. You can kind of see him, he's not really hugging his post when we'll get the replay here. And it almost snuck by on the initial shot, and Pascali just on the flyby, able to get a stick on it and poke it behind him. Not a great goal likely for the goaltender. However, a big one for FDNY. We'll get another look at it. You'll see 97 just drive the goal right there, get a quick whack, and it trickles over the line.
They saw the double take from Gragnano. He couldn't believe it. And yeah, the Deer Park native, Billy Pascali, had a goal in last year's game, was that double reversal where it counted, it was waved off, and they said, nope, it actually was a goal. This one, not controversial whatsoever. Clean goal for Pascali, and it quickly reestablishes the 2-goal lead for the Fire.
Frizzalone and Puppa having a catch beneath the goal line. Minute 30 played, and we've had a goal on each side. It's turned over, and Frizzalone steps up and sends Tuma down.
Oh, I can't believe he got up.
Choo-choo, the Frizzalone strain. Tuma had his head down, picked it up when it's too late. Here's another look, guys. Last thing you want to do, head down, right down the middle, and Frizzalone picks his spot.
I'm hurting after that. Oh. Clean. Clean as a whistle. Oh, man.
We're on the near side of the ice for the face-off, and Elfont will win it. D-to-D, Brown across to Leonard. Leonard up the sheet and dumped in by Steven Romano. Gragnano tried to stop it for Cullen. Kept rolling, and now here comes Cullen out of the zone with it. Will Cullen floats it, centering pass. Hudson got a piece, just not on net. It's kept in at the blue, over Battaglia's head on the shot. Cullen spins, there to help now is Gabay. He'll cycle it down, Anzulis steps up. Battaglia out of the blue paint, rims it hard up the glass and out to the red line. Held by Chuck Hudson, and he'll fire it cross corner.
Good response for NYPD. The next goal of this game is huge.
Leonard posted up behind the net now, will dish it for Vinny Lopes. Goes long for Zay. Zay back to Lopes, he shoots, what a stop right there by Gragnano, flexing out the right leg, and Peretta and Antonides both go down.
Peretta's been uncharacteristically a bit quiet in this game. See if he starts making his voice felt here in this third.
Zay's shot blocked by Malfetto. He'll go back up top. It's Peretta. D-to-D. John O'Brien. Wrister, and it's stopped up and held by Mike Gragnano.
And there was no bigger save in this hockey game. Just seconds after you said it, Ryan, that the next goal is going to be the biggest. Could very well decide how the rest of the third period plays out. And then right down Broadway walked Steve Leonard with that shot from the slot against the grain as well. You'll see it again here. Gragnano sliding to his left, has to go back to his right and kicks out that right flipper. What a save.
One more look. That's what you want to do, Lopes, smart player. Shoot it back the way the goalie's coming. But Gragnano, huge stop as you mentioned, Brady. Keeps the police in the game.
Jumped by Olsen, he carries out of the zone and chips it past O'Brien. Bozer couldn't get it through. Peretta coming across, makes a nice defensive play, and out of the zone comes Lieutenant Julian Carney. He lost it in front of the PD bench. Stemke curls for Olsen. Olsen drops it off for Bozer, can't get a shot through. Bozer trying to go up top to the point. He'll have to keep it in the corner as Stemke drops down to help him out. FDNY still looking to clear, having some difficulty before Peretta finally does. Up the ice for Cullen. Cullen across to Bozer. Collects it off the boards. Takes a check from Puppa. He goes down to the ice. Frizz alone on a block, and out he goes. Through the legs of Carney, and now Cullen. Room to enter. Puppa quickly closes him off, so Cullen dumps it in. Battaglia out, leaves it for Frizz alone. Battaglia out to play it one more time. That one was a little bit more dangerous, but a pass into space, and Pascali hunting it down. Cullen using the reach, knocks it away. Off the wall out front, save made on Carney.
Chaos there in that sequence. Could have been an assist for Battaglia as he passed that puck up the ice. And NYPD trying to hustle back there on the back check. A few chances in tight for the fire department. Still 15 minutes left, but that could have been in some ways a dagger.
Frizz alone stops up, and now we'll move it ahead for Gilhooly. Ramped into the zone by Derek Kern. Left off the boards, and Sean Hart starts the breakout. Almost intercepted. Dangerous there by James Shea. Leonard steps up in a battle right now with Hudson before it gets hinged back for Brown. Brown through the middle.
I was just thinking something, Travis.
Shot there, it goes just wide. Good chance for the captain, Jim Becker. Now from the point, fanning on it. A spinning shot from Gargan, punched away by Gragnano. Becker will backhand it deep. Gargan in on the forecheck. Antonelli, a good chop, will knock it away, but it's right back with Becker. Becker around, a poke check. Now comes to the point. Leonard for Brown with space and time. Hesitates. D to D again. It's Leonard. Rolls down low. A scissor play. Antonelli, nice job taking the puck. And Antonic will trap it in the skates before kicking it over to Ragone. Ragone avoids the check from Gargan, and he's wheeling it out. Santino Ragone. A nice head fake. Now a backhand hits the top of the glass, stays in the rink, but skips out to neutral ice. Antonic back for Malfetto. Left by Gragnano. Malfetto, little head fake to avoid Romano. Drop back by Antonides. Cross ice. Kelly takes it away, finds Elfon. He turns and shoots. Went wide. Off the pad of Gragnano now. Up for O'Donohue. Malfetto knocked to the ice by Elfont. Peretta stops it at the red and right back in. 13:15 to go here in the third period. It's a 2-goal lead for FDNY. 4-2 the score.
Yeah, what I was going to say there, Travis, is there has not been a single power play for either side in this game.
Over the line. Becomes a 3-on-3. O'Brien trailing, just could not corral the pass. O'Donohue will go skate to stick and turn up the sheet. O'Donohue in, snaps one, just misses. It's chopped back low. Vinny Lopes will skate it out. Got it ahead for Tracy, but a turnover forced once more by the PD. O'Donohue and Peretta together. And it's knocked away. John Peretta, good stick there. Peretta head fake from Tracy. Tracy to Zay. Zay shot, blocked by Cullen. Found by Tracy, skips back door. They score! Another one for FDNY. It's Vinny Lopes.
I was about to say Peretta. He is a flashy player, but he's making the not flashy plays. As you mentioned, creates that whole sequence with that little pass, that little play he makes in his own zone. It creates the rush the other way. And what do you know, it ends up in the back of the net. Vinny Lopes cashing in, the 34-year-old from Staten Island.
Yeah, you'll see him go to the back door. Zay, another chance blocked. No one can find it. It takes a weird hop right to Lopes, quickly spins to the backhand and just gets it past Gragnano. And the stash puts FDNY up by 3. Looks like we have a timeout here.
Yeah, the PD utilizing their timeout. With 12:18 to go in the third period, shots are 39-25 in favor of the Bravest. and they now have a 3-goal advantage. We're going to take a quick pause. We'll be back in just a moment with more coverage here on the LI Sports Network. Coming out of the timeout, 5-2 the score. We're at center ice, and Zay and O'Donohue square up. Zay just whacks it down the sheet to get things going. 5-2 after the goal from Vinny Lopes. A stretch pass, doesn't hit tape. Icing called on the NYPD. And Brady Ryan, time continues to tick here. Gotta figure the police need one soon.
Time does continue to tick, and I don't know about you guys, getting a little bit of deja vu to about 365 days ago. Now, NYPD can't rely on that, but of course, FDNY did have a 6-2 lead, turned 6-5 with only 6 minutes left in that game. Still 12 minutes to go, but NYPD finds themselves very much on their heels right now, and they gotta turn things around pretty quickly.
The ever dangerous, another point for Matt Zay, picks up an assist on that last goal, as well as his line mate, Brendan Tracy.
Zay out wide for Tracy. Tracy to Zay. It's Brendan Tracy to the point. Frizzalone throws it all the way around. As Zay and Antonelli got tied up behind the cage. Nobody was home but Ragone, so Ragone out with it. Will chip it right past Bobby Strafer. Frizzalone's reversal turned over. All alone, Antonides could not get the puck to settle down as he was looking for the hat trick goal. Curls out of the corner, arm up, and we got the first power play of the night. And it's going for the finest, Bravest to the box.
You see, I knew I had to say it in order for us to get it. It's not like there hasn't been any penalty-worthy plays throughout this game. Boy, is there ever. Officials putting the whistles away for this one, as they traditionally do, but now as the game gets into its critical stages with 11:08 to go here in the third, and maybe start to see some of those those penalties that were let go start to get called. Huge moment here for the PD. Brady, what do they got to do?
They gotta score, that's for sure, but it all starts with that face-off win, which they do not get here, though. They go to work on the forecheck, and they come away with it.
Now PD looking to get set up here. Good stick from Pascali as he got a piece of it. Now in the skates of Leonard, he gets it on the forehand, and he'll chip it out of the zone. PD trying to come right back ahead. Great opportunity to close the gap back down to 2. It's Satola in the box, 2 minutes for tripping. Chris Stemke gains the red, will throw it in. Battaglia will stop it and leave it. And instead of leaving it, actually decides to rim it all the way around. Looked like he was going to let Sean Leonard take that puck. Instead, Battaglia can send it 200 feet himself.
Yeah, we've seen Battaglia be very aggressive when it comes to playing the puck in this game.
Cullen taking his time as 55 seconds have gone here on the power play. He'll enter the zone and wrap it around. Malfetto off the bench there under his stick. And here comes Gargan. A clean breakaway. Short-handed. Sean Gargan. Save Greg Nano. Another penalty coming. Yep. Gargan touches up, and he's going to the box. 2 for hooking. It's a 49-second 5-on-3 power play for the NYPD.
Halfway through this period, and what nearly could have been the dagger for FDNY turns into a bit of trouble here. 49 seconds of 5-on-3 hockey as a couple players come together there. And a sequence, back-to-back penalties too after near chances. We had Antonides. If they don't come back in this game, he might be seeing that one in his nightmares from a few moments ago that rolled off his stick in tight. And then coming back the other way, he does draw that penalty moments later, but coming back the other way, that shorthanded chance, now instead of penalty once again taken by FDNY. And this is it for NYPD, 9:55 left, a two-man advantage.
They already used their timeout, important to note.
It's one back and Ragone fakes a drop. He keeps rolling, keeping it on the forehand. Goal line to O'Donohue, lost it in his skates. O'Brien chopped it free, but Ragone holds the zone. Comes back to Santino for Cullen.
Got to get something to the
They
net here.
switch spots. Cullen back low for O'Donohue. Return to him. Across, Ragone blasts it, Zay block. Another one-time blast, and again, Battaglia keeps the door closed.
It was Zay sacrificing the body, doing it at both ends of the ice. Prolific scorer, goal and assist in the game at least. Look at him laying it out for the block shot. Nearly got the other one too. Oh, Matt Zay, putting it all on the line. That's how you know these guys. This is their Super Bowl.
Ragone can bring it too, and that's got a sting. And then the second one too. He didn't get the block right in though on Battaglia. The Fire faithful amped up.
Back for Ragone, he drops it to Cullen now. Antonides settles a bouncing puck. Scissors with Cullen. Antonides blocked by Gilhooly. Cullen will scoop it up off the boards. He'll roll to the middle. Antonides drops it to Ragone. Right side, goal line, O'Donohue. Ragone winds, big save out of the box. Another one off the bar, straight up and out of play, and caught one hand by a spectator.
Oh, and on the ice, it's Bedlam.
Dermody got knocked to the ice. He's still down. O'Donohue is tied up right now with Pascali.
Gotta process what just happened.
Pardon me, that's Gilhooly and O'Donohue. Gilhooly looks ready to go. Dermody's still taking his time, popping back to his feet. He's up.
There's not a single person in their chair right now, at least here in the 100s. After that sequence, the fire department gets a kill. Still a minute for the kill off on the second penalty, but just all chaos breaking loose.
That's a not go in.
Right off the bar. We were talking about Antonides before, seeing nightmares. What a look this is for the police department. Right off the bar.
Oh, Cullen.
Good look for Cullen there.
Gets
See all the extra stuff here. Cullen going back and forth, and then Dermody catches one. And then Frizzalone jumps in. Cullen's in there. Ragone dives down. And now in front of the PD bench, we got some more pushing and shoving. Gilhooly's in there. Zay's in there for the Fire. Dermody's locked on with somebody. Now Zay grabbing Dermody. Dermody looking to grab, it looks like Satola. And now Frizzalone and Stemke get locked up. Officials doing what they can to try to keep both sides separated during this. Zay and O'Donohue together. O'Donohue kind of just steering Zay towards the bench.
There's a lot of kerosene getting poured out onto this ice, and all it's requiring is one spark, and this whole arena could go ablaze.
Dermody still talking to Zay, and O'Donohue still grabbing Zay right now and just saying, hey, it's all right. We're good to go here.
And guys, lost in all that sequence, just want to give a shout out. How about that catch by the fan?
Yeah, that was
there?
incredible.
Right off the bar, had some extra mustard on it as it came over the glass, and the one-handed snag.
That was a beauty. Brady, thanks for coming back to that, because
there was
absolutely
way too much going on that
That's
play.
a lot.
Almost forgot about it.
No, you got to shout out that spectator, because that was a clean grab. Might have to stick him in center field for some of our local Major League Baseball teams.
All the pucks we saw down at Jacksonville for Nationals could have used him there.
So after all the extracurriculars. It's 8:58 up on the board here in the third period. Score is 5-2 for FDNY. Still a power play here for the PD, but Zay is going to jump it and clear as Antonic stepped up on him, played the body. Malfetto takes the puck, slows it down, restarts things. 50 seconds to go on the man advantage. Stemke driving wide with the biscuit. Off the back wall, skips over Olsen's twig. Malfetto back to the corner. Frizzalone first on it. Fends off the check from Gabay and goes 200 feet with the clear. Antonic around the net, will dish for Malfetto, but it was just out of his reach. Gilhooly drops it off for Becker, but a clean poke from Olsen, and now he's moving north.
PD, just 20 seconds to go on this power play. That was once a 5-on-3. Huge chance that'll be gone by if they're not able to get one in here.
Hart goes across, Ragone off the bench. Almost too many men
almost
on NYPD as Olsen throws it low around Stemke as he got the stick lifted. FDNY out of the box is Gargan, and right as we return to 5-on-5, they sent it down, so icing gets called. 7:50 to go here in the third period. We're going to take a quick pause for our TV timeout. 5-2 the score, FDNY over NYPD. You're watching live on the LI Sports Network.
The winning ticket number is NY-6888900. And here tonight's lucky winner head to section 109 on the concourse to claim your prize. All right, it's time now to see who's in our Hikes lucky seat. Congratulations, this lucky fan is going home with a pair of boots courtesy of Hikes.
Coming out of the TV timeout, 5-2 FDNY over NYPD. Shots are currently 41-28 in favor of the Bravest. Travis Quigley joined by Brady Campbell and Ryan Brannigan for the call of this game. It's been phenomenal so far. The atmosphere in the building is absolutely electric. And here come the FDNY. Once more, it's Matt Zay on a backhand toe drag. Takes it behind the net, avoids a check, pass to the slot, blocked up by Ragone, and now he'll wheel. Out for the red, went right to Jim Brown. Brown D-to-D, and Leonard for Zay, who chops it in deep. 7:25 remaining in this contest. Can PD battle back and try to force overtime, or will FDNY secure another victory? We've talked about it, 6-0-1 in the last 7 as Cullen shoots from the point, and it's gloved by Battaglia. Handles that one pretty easily.
Yeah, Battaglia, the 2022 MVP for FDNY, has shown exactly why he earned those honors tonight. He's been excellent. The one goal totally not on him, as a great play was made, setting up the first Anzulis goal.
FDNY clear, and now behind the play, we got a fight breaking out, and here we go. It's Romano for the FDNY, for the PD. It's Willows. They're tied up, trying to drop their gloves. Willows with a couple of lefts. They both go down. At center ice, another one breaks out. Couple bodies on the ice.
Oh, baby.
And a third one. Here we go. Anzulis and O'Brien. Chucking knocks and a right and a left. They're tied up, and a right from O'Brien. Anzulis looking for a grab. Another right from John O'Brien. He's throwing them.
A heavyweight
And
press.
Anzulis will take O'Brien down.
The roof has come off of UBS Arena. Nearly a full line brawl. We had 3 different fights in that one sequence. All 6 men will be escorted to the box. What the people came to see, goals and fights, these 2 teams have absolutely delivered.
You see the big smile from John O'Brien. This is his first game, and he gets the mitts wet there with George Anzulis. 2 heavy hitters chucking knucks right at center ice.
And Travis, they were kind enough to space out the fight, so you didn't have to try to commentate on all 3 at once. It was one, then the other, just almost as if they scripted it.
So we had Willows. It's Willows, Stemke, and Anzulis in the box for the PD. Romano, O'Brien, and Peretta in the box for FDNY, all for fighting. We get another look at Anzulis and O'Brien, the heavy hitters. And Obi caught him good with that right there. And another one, O'Brien, the uppercut. Going back and forth.
Anzulis doesn't have a visor as well.
The crowd reacting to this fight as it's being shown on the Jumbotron with the oohs and ahs. Hey, you know it's a good one.
You want to get the adrenaline going. That'll do it right there.
Now, from a hockey point of view, losing Stemke for NYPD, down by 3 in the third, for 5 minutes, not ideal. Not ideal at all. For FDNY, perfect. You take that every day.
Definitely hurts for the police having Stemke in the box, one of their top scorers. As you mentioned, Ryan, down by 3 goals here, 6:53, but could that be what the NYPD needed to fire them up and power them through these last 6:53, score a couple of goals, try to sneak some past Battaglia, as we see some of the juniors in the building going shirtless for these 2 teams. And now I see some young adults on the near side going shirtless here.
Tarps are off, Travis. The tarps are off. There's still 6 minutes and 53 seconds, and if these last couple of years have taught us anything, it's plenty of time.
And I've been watching the officials break things down here and talk to the captains. I believe we might be seeing an NYPD power play here. Not 100%, but I thought I saw a signal.
It did look
I would think we're staying 5-on-5, but we could have seen an extra player in the box here. I saw someone come across late.
Yeah, someone just entered the box late, I thought, at least, for FDNY. As of right now, both teams have 5 guys out there. Perhaps now we're seeing one come off for FDNY.
Yep,
Yeah, looks
Elfont
like
just
you're
came
right.
off, so
Wow, there you go. Good call.
NYPD power play coming up here.
Good call, you guys. And so on that power play, I'm looking at John Olsen. 7 goals, 10 assists, 17 points in his 9 games he has played for NYPD this season. He's been awful quiet. See if he wakes up on this power play.
To the corner, Olsen up top to Ragone. Backhand underneath Olsen's stick. O'Donohue there to recover it. Up top for Cullen. Now to Ragone. Back for Cullen, center point. Off to the right flank, it's O'Donohue. Has a catch with Cullen. He returns it. It's now Olsen on the goal line for Cullen up top. Ragone on a fake. Can't get a shot off, but it stays in the zone. Back low for O'Donohue again. He leaves it to Olsen. Olsen off the boards for Ragone. Minute 15 left on the power play. Switches spots with Cullen. Cullen driving in to the bumper spot. Touch back to Ragone. O'Donohue to the middle, getting a piece of it, Joe Gilhooly, and it comes out to center ice.
Bit too much passing here to start this NYPD power play. Down 3, just 6 minutes to go. Golden opportunity, gotta get something to the goal.
Zay's in, pass back door to the backhand. They score! Lieutenant Julian Carney, shorthanded, 6'2", FDNY.
Oh, Lieutenant, Mr. Carney, how do you do? What a goal! He had 2 last year, his first this year, and it doesn't get much prettier than this. The exclamation point, a shorthanded goal. Here it is. Brady, talk us through it.
A quick takeaway there. We were just talking about NYPD having to shoot. That's the absolute last thing they needed. The turnover, the quick passing tight, and Carney just going quick. Forehand, backhand, wide open net to tuck it into. Last year's FDNY MVP had 2 goals. This year, that's what is very likely the dagger. 5:54 left. Still 52 seconds left of power play time for PD, but it's a must score now.
A big shorty right there as the PD will make a goalie change. Frizzalone comes in, shoots it, and it comes off the glove of new netminder Dustin Michio Shrimp. Papa will fire just wide. Michio Shrimp might have got a piece of it with the pad. Off the glass, comes down. 30 seconds left on the power play for the PD as it's dumped down the sheet by the most recent goal scorer, Julian Carney. Hart will reverse for Antonelli. Antonelli back to Hart off the backhand, and it comes back for Papa. A beautiful saucer pass, Frizzalone on the toe drag off the outside of the cage. Hart will scoop and skate.
PD are going to look back on this game and they're going to think about all those chances they had to really bring this game home for them on the power play, the 5-on-3, the countless opportunities that they mishapped on in the offensive zone, the crossbar for one.
Hart shot save. We are back to 5-on-5. The puck is free in the slot. Kicks back door. Battaglia! Incredible stop right there, tracking that puck down.
What a stop. That's one of the differences in this game. Not that Gragnano's played bad by any stretch, but Nick Battaglia once again, 37 saves last year, and he's quickly approaching that. Has made 28 so far on 30 shots.
Backdoor Elfont touches it over. Big block in front by Jimmy Hall. From the point, Hall blocks it. Another one back at the point. That comes through. Firing it was Michael Van Pelt. Touch pass to the bumper spot, and Kelly couldn't get a shot off. Nice move there from Post, and it's a 2-on-1. Has Bozer with him. Post shoots, diving, getting in the way is Jim Brown.
Down goes Jim Brown with a big block.
Brought the FDNY fans to their feet with that effort.
Bozer over the line. Thought it was going to be offside. It wasn't, as O'Donohue will now get the puck, trying to leave it into space for Malfetto. He gets it back. O'Donohue outside. Olsen, bar up and out of play.
Another great opportunity for FDNY. The second crossbar in this game. Those are 2 more opportunities they're going to look back on. Here's another look at that block. Sprawling out, doing everything to preserve the victory. Jim Brown. And FDNY just 3.5 away from cementing another victory in this historical matchup.
How about this, Brady? Dan O'Donohue, nothing on the score sheet.
Foot race was won right there by Vinny Lopes, but his centering pass did not make it up to Brendan Tracy. And that's a good point that you bring up there, Ryan, is the fact that Dan O'Donohue has been kept off this sheet. A prolific player, prolific goal scorer, a leader of this NYPD side, and the Bravest have kept him quiet all night long.
O'Donohue, 2 goals in last year's game as well. He was the NYPD MVP. That was his second consecutive. Doesn't look like he'll get that this year, as you guys both said. Very eerily quiet throughout this game.
Malfetto cleared, but it was thrown right back in by Lieutenant Michael Skotko. Back for Malfetto, and he's looking to Olsen, getting a piece of it. Pascali plays the body on him there. Through the middle of the sheet to Gilhooly. Gilhooly cycles low for Kern. Takes a bump from O'Donohue. Leonard in there joining the battle. Skips out to Pascali. Pascali, couple of head fakes. Now will drop it off for Gilhooly, but it was in his skates. Corner for Kern. Touch pass. Pascali. Save made. Rebound to Kern. That one through the blue paint. And then off the left skate of Pascali. He recovers possession for Gilhooly. Save made and covered up by Michio Shrimp.
Well, I'm trying to avoid the puns here, but Michio Shrimp thrown right into the fire, if you will, here on these opening couple shifts against FDNY. They're getting some more quick shots away. They are not relenting here whatsoever. Of course, at the end of the day, this is just a game, but the rivalry remains strong.
A point shot once again gets covered up. 2:13 to go here in the third period. Shots are 46-31 in favor of the FDNY. A sold-out crowd here at UBS, and they have been treated to a show. No disappointing moments here in this contest. Antonelli will reset, goes D to D for Hart. Hart back for Antonelli. And he's just gonna wait, look over his options. Drops back behind Michio Shrimp as Esposito gets on the forecheck. Chopped ahead by Gabay into the zone, and it's settled down by Strafer. Strafer's pass, getting a piece of it was Gabay. Hart's there, across, just out of Tuma's reach, but off the wall. Antonelli blasts one. Ragone did deflect it, but it went wide. And now Gargan with speed, trying to wheel around Hart, got the stick lift on him, and Antonelli clears the zone. Tuma to the middle for Ragone. Has 3 FDNY on him, still gets a shot through, but Battaglia ready to go at the top of the blue paint. Swallows the puck up.
You know, thinking Travis, how big was that fourth goal scored by FDNY? It happened just seconds after NYPD made it a 3-2 game. It looked like they were about to seize momentum. That was right at the start of this third period. Quick response for FDNY, and they have not looked back since.
Shot from Jimmy Hall gets blocked there by Setola. Elfont out of the corner, moves it across to Van Pelt through the middle of the ice, and a touch pass over, intercepted by Dermody. Final minute of this game, FDNY with a 4-goal lead. It's pushed into the zone, and Elfont is the first forechecker. Plug in the wall, knocking it down. Stephen Kelly comes out over Bozer's stick, foot race for it. Back first is Skotko, and he does a weak side rim for Elfont, who will clear his own end. 35 seconds remaining. Elfont stops it up at neutral ice. Leaves it into space for Carney. Carney chip and chase around Cullen. It's pushed back to the corner. Cullen possesses, 25 remaining. Floats a pass through the middle. Knocking it down was Van Pelt. Off the glove of Setola. And he'll circle it back. Just 10 seconds to go. And the Bravest crowd gets on their feet, and they begin to get loud. New York City remains in the hands of the FDNY.
What a hockey game as expected. This time the FDNY puts on the clinic as to how to hold a third period lead. They gave one up to start. They respond, as you mentioned, Ryan, with the momentum shifter. And then what's the best way to hold a lead, guys? Get a couple more themselves, including a shorthanded goal, and really did not allow all that much for NYPD in that home stretch. Both teams played a solid hockey game. Credit to NYPD. They came out much better in the game than they have in recent years. And even as the game started to get slightly out of hand, you never quite felt it was over, especially after the games the last few years. But FDNY 7 of the last 8.
Hey, you got to look at Nick Battaglia there, who played absolutely phenomenal here today in this game. The celebration continues for the Bravest, as now they will begin to go down that handshake line, customary in this game. Always end it with a handshake, no matter how bad tensions may rise, no matter how much blood may be spewed. It's always important that these two fine institutions that have been a part of our country, our great city, for almost 200 years, coming together, uniting at center ice to shake hands and show the sign of respect. Said it at the beginning of the broadcast. They might fight fist on the ice, but they go to battle hand in hand every single day, side by side.
Every single day, and let's not lose that in all of this, of course, Travis, as they continue to serve our community day in, day out. Cannot express any more gratitude to the men and women, not just out on the ice, but out there today, tomorrow, the next day, every day, 365, helping us out whenever we need it most.
And Brady, we talk a lot about the hockey game, the rivalry, how much it means to the players on the ice, but we always have to make sure we take a second to step back and recognize that while yes, these are two great hockey teams that put forth an entertaining show every single time that they face off, they're also doing it for a greater purpose, for a greater cause, raising money through their individual fundraiser series, like we saw FDNY last weekend at the Garen Hagen Day in Long Beach for the G2H Foundation, like we saw with the NYPD out at the rinks in Hop Hog last week for the Collins Joy Project. It's about so much more than just a hockey game.
And why wouldn't they? That's all they know, giving back to their community. They left everything out there on the ice today, and they leave everything out there each and every day in our community, protecting and serving the greatest city in the world and the surrounding areas as well. We owe a great debt of gratitude to them for both their performance today and, more importantly, what they do for us elsewhere.
And you look at all these guys, you look at where they're from. Staten Island to Brooklyn, Manhattan to Queens, the Bronx to Long Island, and everywhere in between. It all comes back to one place, home, New York. Their roots, our roots, they all come right back here, and that is why this is the greatest city in the world, because the people that run it, the people that keep us safe, are the ones that grew up here, are the ones that have called this city home their entire lives, just as we have. And that's what makes this so much more special, is really this has become a game and an event that is broadcasted out across the country, you can view this in different countries if you want to, but it's become a game that signifies and represents everything that New York is about.
I don't think I could have said it better myself there, Travis, so I'm not going to try to.
Yeah, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. These guys and girls out there who do such a great job for our city, our country, even beyond the fire department, police department, military, all of that as well. Want to give them a shout out too. But of course, it all starts here back home. And I think we can honestly all take a lesson away from these fine ladies and gentlemen that protect and serve our great country and great city and neighborhoods, towns, each and every day.
And again, we talked a lot throughout the broadcast. Alumni, you get a look right here. Sean Hart, Glenn Puppa, those two have known each other since they were 5 years old. O'Donohue and Zay played together for the New York Bobcats in college. Go back to Puppa and Hart, who were just on your screen again. They played youth hockey at the Long Island Edge together. Still great friends to this day, but go to battle on the ice. And again, you look out on the ice, you look at how everybody's coming together, shaking hands, giving each other hugs, the mutual respect, the brotherhood, the bond that's created through this great game of hockey that we all love so much.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Absolutely. And what a performance again, and all for a great cause, right? Let's not lose that in here. They're doing it for the pride and love of the game and bragging rights and whatnot, but doing it for charity. Doing it for these great foundations we talked about all throughout the broadcast. One of the family members we got to interview, give you a little bit about them. that's what we're here for, is really above all else.
Yeah, at the end of the day, obviously these guys are playing to win. We talked about the rivalry and all that, but at the end of the day, everybody wins. The charities, the great people that the charities help as well, and just, I mean, us getting to be a part of this year was an incredible experience.
Incredible.
And we'll never forget.
You know, I saying it a lot throughout the broadcast. Stony Brook alumni from here, alumni from there, a lot of local college alumni, and luckily for us, we work with a lot of the local colleges, whether it be Farmingdale, Stony Brook, Columbia hockey. There's a chance we could be seeing some of those players out here donning the uniforms of the NYPD and FDNY, but also donning the uniform on a day-to-day basis, as you mentioned, protecting and serving the community, bringing forth everything that they can give on a daily basis to make sure that us at home are safe and sound in our communities. So again, just phenomenal experience for us to be able to be here and broadcast this event for you guys. Please stick with us. We have our MVP presentations coming up here. That's why we've been talking so much. We're just getting you to that MVP presentation. The show is not over yet. 6-2 the final score, FDNY over the NYPD. Travis Quigley here with Brady Campbell and Ryan Brannigan in what was a phenomenal contest between these two sides. Fans still in the building. Doesn't look like the FDNY fans, at least, are going to be filing out anytime soon.
No, I think the party's just begun for them. You guys have any MVP predictions here before we get into the awards themselves?
There were a
lot of potential here. I wouldn't be surprised if we maybe see it go to the netminder Nick Battaglia
That's
for
exactly
the FDNY.
what I was going to say, yep.
But we're here. We're ready to go. So Brady, Ryan, and myself will step aside. We'll turn it over to public address Alex Anthony for the presentation of the MVP awards.
Tonight's MVP for the NYPD with 2 goals is number 21, John Antonides. And here to present the FDNY MVP Award, please welcome Joe Downey. Tonight's MVP for the FDNY with 1 goal tonight, number 21, Jim Becker.
and they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there.
Ladies and gentlemen, from all of us here at UBS Arena, we thank you for attending the 51st annual NYPD versus FDNY charity hockey game presented by Ford. Please arrive home safely and have a great night.
And you get a look at the shot there. The FDNY celebrating with the trophy, picking up the win here in the 51st annual NYPD versus FDNY Heroes hockey game. We'll start with you, Ryan. Just final thoughts on today's contest. What did you take away from it?
FDNY continue to roll, and bit of a flip of the script in this one where it's been the first period where they've been dominant and then they just kind of hold on. This time, first period a wash, 0-0. So they really, that third period, they allow the quick goal to start and they turn it on, never look back, and it goes to show what a well-run team they have and just continue to make the most of their opportunities out on the ice.
And Brady?
Yeah, and you can't lose sight of that final 2 minutes or so of the second as well, which set up that third period. 2 quick goals for FDNY, in which it was tied 1-1 leading up to that, and the game-winning goal by this year's FDNY MVP, Captain Jim Becker, with the redirection with just 5.3 on the clock in that second period, ended up being the game winner. Just a phenomenal hockey game, a phenomenal experience as well that I know I speak for all of us. We're so incredibly grateful and lucky to have been a part of. It's so much bigger than the sport itself.
Yeah, like we keep talking about, obviously a big hockey game. You see everybody holding up the double fours. It's been 8 straight. FDNY 7 wins plus the tie. Have not lost this game since 2016. You get a great shot there. Championship photo. For some of these guys on the FDNY, this could be their last time taking part of the big game. So I'm sure they're really cherishing this victory.
And they think of like a Jim Becker, captain, 17th year of service, 41 years old, gets that huge goal, the game-winning goal. This would be, if there was any kind of way to go off into the sunset, it would be this.
On a beautiful redirection as well. The hand-eye, the shot from the point from Peretta. Looking for a stick to a phenomenal play by John Peretta to get it towards the net, looking for him. And the captain, he still got it. Perfect redirection, ends up being the game winner. Cements his legacy in this rivalry.
And you see the smiles on the faces. You see how much it means to all these guys getting the opportunity to call the city of New York theirs for the next 365 days. That's going to do it for our coverage of this matchup, the 51st annual Heroes hockey game, FDNY versus the NYPD. As Brady said, so grateful, so thankful, and appreciative of the opportunity to broadcast this event and to bring it to you guys live at home. It's been a phenomenal day here at UBS Arena as we close out our hockey season with the big one, the FDNY NYPD game, and FDNY picking up the 6-2 victory over the NYPD. As mentioned, John Antonides, the MVP for the New York Police Department, and Captain Jim Becker, the MVP for the Bravest, the Fire Department of New York. Want to thank the camera crew here at UBS Arena for providing the feed for us, making sure we had a smooth stream the whole way through, giving us some quality camera work the entire night. Want to thank our producers, Johnny Malizia, Sam Musnick, Wally Mitchell,
Paul Trentini, our audio engineer, Kevin Broderick, our executive producer, Rowan Loddick, and on behalf of Ryan Brannigan and Brady Campbell, I'm Travis Quigley, saying once again, thank you so much for being part of our broadcast here today. Thank you for supporting these two phenomenal institutions, and thank you for supporting the foundations that they support. Once again, final score, FDNY 6, NYPD 2. You've been locked in live and only, and as always, we'll see you next time right here on the LI Sports Network.